Welcome out to Brazil Stadium on the campus of Grand Canyon University for Game 2 of the opening series of the 2017 college baseball season. GCU hosting number 22 Oklahoma State here on a cool, crisp Sunday evening in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Fletcher Like alongside Taylor Bond. GCU looking to take the series after taking Game 1 6-1 after two phenomenal pitching performances from starter Jake Wong and relief pitcher A.J. Franks. Wong tossing 6 full innings of pitching with one hit baseball while recording a career-high 6 strikeouts.
Absolutely, Fletcher. Friday night's game in front of a whopping 2,357 fans out for the opening season game here of the 2017 baseball season. Of course, it was a great night for the Lopes facing off against the Cowboys. Took a little day off for that rain delay, of course, forcing this game to this evening here, 6 o'clock start. Fletcher, let's hear the lineups.
Yeah, starting on the mound, getting the first start in a GCU jersey is Deegan Hart. He's a junior transfer from Yavapai College, where he tossed 103 2/3 innings over 2 years for Yavapai College. High school teammates over at Santa Fe O'Connor High School with Greg Sines and Tanner Baker here on the GCU roster. And he'll get the first start of his career here at GCU here in Game 2 against Oklahoma State. The only defensive change for the Lopes comes behind the plate. Josh Meyer will be given the signs, a redshirt junior. At first base, Ian Evans, transfer from Gateway College. At second base, Ty Wyatt. Shortstop, Austin Bull. At third base, the hot corner, Zach Malice. In left field, Kona Quigley, lone freshman in the lineup today for the Lopes. In center field, Preston Pavlica. And then in right field, Garrison Schwartz. Starting things off here for Oklahoma State in the top of the first, Garrett McCain, Ryan Sluter, and Garrett Benge. McCain stepping in here, and we'll see the first pitch from Hart. First pitch is chuck swing, fouled back towards fence.
Garrett McCain up to the bat here, a junior out of Wiley, Texas, Wiley East High School. Appeared in 43 games, starting 21 last year in center field.
Strike 2 in there at the knees. It's going to be an 0-2 count here. And the Lopes were aggressive from the hill on Friday night, getting ahead early in the counts, and they were successful. 6 strikeouts from the starter. And here's a strikeout to begin the first here from Deegan Hart.
Absolutely. Something we want to see from Hart early on, coming off such a great pitching game from Wong on Friday night. We like to see that momentum carry into tonight's game.
Jake Wong, 6 strikeouts on Friday night, 2 in the first inning. And Deegan Hart's picking things off right where Jake Wong left off. First pitch to Ryan Sluter is a called strike on the outer part of the plate for strike number 1, and the Lopes pitching staff getting ahead early here in the first 2 batters of this game.
Absolutely, the Cowboys coming off a 43-22 season last year, advancing to the College World Series for the 20th time in program history. So, of course, a big team to bring in so early on into the GCU baseball season.
The 1-1 pitch from Deegan Hart. Driven high. It's going to get out of play, though. It's going to make the count 1-2. Ryan Sluter 0 for 2 yesterday. Scored the lone run for Oklahoma State back on Friday night. Had a stolen base and 2 walks.
Ryan, a senior from Amarillo, Texas.
Time is called. Ryan Sluter hit 197 last year for the Cowboys. 4 home runs, 9 doubles. Struck out 47 times. The 1-2 pitch is a breaking ball outside for ball number 2. Oklahoma State making the College World Series, making it to Omaha for the first time since 1999, their 20th program appearance in the College World Series. The 2-2 pitch is inside and in the dirt for ball number 3. Full count here from Deegan Hart to the batter Ryan Sluter. Coming up shortly, Ryan Sluter is playing center field today. No defensive changes for Oklahoma State. We'll go over their positioning here in the bottom half of the frame. The payoff pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3. That's 2 strikeouts here in the top of the first for Deegan Hart.
Absolutely a great start by Hart this evening for GCU.
Brings up Garrett Benj. Garrett Benj playing third base for Oklahoma State. Hit .292 last year with 4 home runs and 40 RBIs. He was a 2016 All-Big 12 second team honoree. The first pitch to Benj is inside and low. Benj went 1 for 4 on Friday.
He's an All-Big 12 second team performer, played in all 65 OSU games last year, starting 63. He's the starting third baseman.
1-0 pitch is swung on, lifted left field, right down the line, and Konaquigga will get there. 3 up, 3 down for Deegan Hart and the Lopes here in the top of the first inning, here facing off against the number 22 team in the country, Oklahoma State, here on GCU TV. Award-winning and chart-topping artists take the stage on March 22nd for the 9th annual Rock and Worship Roadshow at GCU Arena. Experience Christian music's most uplifting and entertaining concert series for the whole family. General admission tickets are just $10. You can get your tickets now at gcuarena.com.
Of course, lots of big things happening at GCU Arena this spring. Seems like it's a busy spring semester, bringing in, of course, a TED Talk this semester as well to the arena, winding out the basketball season as well over there in the arena.
Jensen Elliott out on the mound for Oklahoma State here in the bottom of the first, getting the start. A sophomore from Coppell, Texas, had 3.50 ERA with a 9-3 record for Oklahoma State last year. 17 starts and 17 appearances with 1 complete game, throwing 87 1/3 innings. So a seasoned sophomore here, getting multiple starts as a freshman last year for the Pokes. Had a .248 batting average against him, only 4 home runs, only walking 35 batters.
Absolutely. As a freshman, too, Elliott earned Big 12 Pitcher of the Week and Newcomer of the Week honors.
Defensively for the Cowboys, no defensive changes. Behind the dish, flashing the signs is Travis Wacker. At first base, Dustin Williams. At second base, Andrew Rosup. At short, Jacob Chappell. At third base, Garrett Benj. Across the outfield, going from left to right. In left field, Garrett McCain. In center, Ryan Sluter. And in right field, John Littell. Littell hitting .379 in the 2016 NCAA tournament last year. 11 for 29. Great numbers there for the right fielder for Oklahoma State.
Absolutely. I know you and Fletcher and Alex talked on the Friday night's game about, the elite performance that the Cowboys have on their team, but not coming out to such a great showing as we had originally expected from the Cowboys, looking to turn things around, of course, and for GCU to maintain this perfect record in this 3-game series.
Bunt shown and dragged down the first baseline, and Austin Bull is going to slide into first base safely. Aggressive batting from the sophomore to lead things off here for the Lopes, and they got a bunt single to lead things off here in the first inning.
Absolutely. Great start by Bull there. Made an aggressive run onto first. That'll be a good setup opportunity for the Lopes on base now.
That'll bring up Thomas LaRouge. Went 2 for 5 yesterday with a run score. He scored the first run of the ball game. Hit .342 last year and is one of the top draft picks out of the WAC this year. Throw over at first base is not in time. Very close, though. Elliott just keeping Bull honest over there at first base after Bull flashed his speediness, getting down the first baseline and avoiding the tag from Dustin Williams on that first pitch of the at-bat. Elliott comes set, delivers, swung on and missed there by Tom.
LaRouge, a junior, Ucaba, California. As a sophomore, started in all 54 games.
Thomas LaRouge, the designated hitter this afternoon. The 0-1 pitch is outside, a fastball missing outside the plate. LaRouche hit .342 last year with 13 stolen bases and 79 hits.
An impressive 26 RBIs. Was the only GCU player to appear in all 54 games. Finished top 10 in several conference categories in batting average, runs, hits, and stolen bases. 38 hits in the WAC play, ranked 5th in the conference. So reputable little resume for LaRouche here at bat.
LaRouche had the 9th best batting average in the conference, 8th most steals, and 4th most amount of hits. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed again. 1-2 count now to Thomas LaRouche, the designated hitter. Garrison Schwartz is on deck. Ian Evans went 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs, is in the hole. No outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Austin Bull at first base after a leadoff bunt single down the first baseline. That was in no man's land. Elliott comes set and delivers. 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3. That'll bring Garrison Schwartz here with 1 out in the inning.
Garrison Schwartz, of course, preseason pick for WAC Player of the Year after hitting a .307 with 6 home runs and 37 RBIs last season. So, of course, Player of the Game, as Oklahoma has put on their sheet, is a player to watch here in this series matchup.
Another pickoff attempt over at first base is not in time. Garrison Schwartz, the second GCU player in a row to win WAC preseason Player of the Year honors. Paul Panchone winning that honor last year. Paul Panchone in the minor league system with the Washington Nationals after getting drafted last year. The delivery from Elliott is chopped down the first baseline, foul towards the Oklahoma State dugout. Garrison Schwartz went 1 for 4 on Friday with 1 run. Hit .307 last year. 6 home runs, 19 doubles, led the team in that category with 37 RBIs and a .510 slugging percentage.
Absolutely. He was a high school all-star from the Valley here at Desert Vista High School. He was en route to AZBCA Division I First Team All-State. And of course, as a freshman, he was picked WAC Freshman of the Year and Second Team All-Conference, starting 51 games for the Lopes as a freshman. So Schwartz, an impressive key player for the Lopes baseball team.
0-1 pitch is lined in the left field, and then it's going to be a single, and everybody's going to move up a bag here on that single there by Garrison Schwartz.
Absolutely. Great little play by Schwartz. Of course, going to put Bull onto second. So great things being mustered up here for the Lopes early on into this game. Looking to create those runs early on as they did in Friday night's game against the Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to want to look to put the pressure on, be a little bit more aggressive than we saw them on Friday night's game. Of course, not scoring until the 9th inning. We expect to see them come out a little bit stronger in the start of this game.
Ian Evans into the batter's box, went 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs on Friday. Garrison Schwartz singling in the first inning, back-to-back nights here in the opening series of the season. First pitch to Evans is outside for ball number 1. Called strike, strike number 1. Garrison Schwartz singled back in the first in the opener, and then moved over a second on a wild pitch. Thomas LaRouche moving to third on that wild pitch after Thomas had singled with 1 out. LaRouche then scored on Ian Evans' ground ball to third base. And that opened things up for the Lopes before scoring 5 more unanswered runs before Oklahoma State scored in the top of the 9th, but couldn't come back.
Absolutely. Ian Evans transferring here from Gateway College, where he's ranked for 6th in the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference, ranked 4th in the conference, 87 hits, 59 RBIs.
Evans lifts one down the first baseline, and it gets into the Oklahoma State bullpen. So it's going to make the count 1-2 here with 1 out. Runners in first and second. Ian Evans with runner in scoring position and could add to his RBI tally for the season here with this at-bat. .403 batting average last year.
30 multi-hit games during his sophomore season.
1-2 pitches outside for ball number 2.
He's also a part of the National Junior College Division II World Series last year in 2016. Helped his team to a 43-22 overall record. Played in 60 games as a high schooler at Charter Oak High School, Covina, California. Nice little player the Lopes picked up here in this 2017 season.
2-2 pitch is in the dirt, stopped well there by Wacker. Makes the count full. Evans hit 403 last year for Gateway College with 59 RBIs. 2016 National Junior College Athletics Association Division II World Series appearance with Gateway. Now with GCU here playing first base in back-to-back nights. Payoff pitch from Elliott, swung on and missed. Strike 3, double play is got him. Full out at third base, advancing on the 3-2 pitch. Ian Evans doesn't like that call. Either way, it's double play to end the inning, strike him out, throw him out. Not the orthodox way, but it gets things done here as the Lopes strand a runner on 2 hits, no runs scored, no errors, and 1 man left on base here. All knotted up at zeros after 1. Heading to the top of the second here on GCU TV.
GCU is the university that never sleeps, moving at the speed of light. And now GCU is leading in the area of computer science and IT. With over 200 university degree programs across 9 colleges on campus and online, join the most inventive concept in education today. Fast track options available with courses in cybersecurity, cloud computing, and systems architecture. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/IT.
And welcome back to GCU TV here at Brazos Stadium. Deegan Hart coming back out for the second here to start for the Lopes. 2 Ks to start things off as a GCU player here at Brazos Stadium against number 22 team in the country, Oklahoma State. Deegan Hart doing good things out on the mound for GCU so far.
Absolutely. It's great to see Hart come out in night 2 after a strong performance by Wong in night 1 on Friday night, of course. So it's great to see them continue that momentum, and I'm guessing the pitcher's coach is really excited about what's really getting mustered up here for the Lopes on the pitching side in those categories. Really going to be a great season for the Lopes.
Absolutely. Good pitching staff on hand for the Lopes. A little battered last year with injuries. But either way, a strong start to the season so far from the pitching staff for GCU through Jake Wong, AJ Franks, and now Deegan Hart. First pitch to John Littell is ball down low in the zone. Littell went 0 for 4 on Friday with 2 strikeouts. Yesterday's game getting postponed, moved to today due to rain. The 1-0 pitch is a called strike, just getting over the outer part of the plate. 1-1 count now to the right fielder who went 11 for 29 in the NCAA tournament last year, hitting .379. The 1-1 pitch paints the black again. It's going to be 1-2 now for Deegan Hart here facing off against John Littell.
Absolutely. Littell having a few incredible games against some top-tier teams. 3 RBIs, NCAA Clemson Regional Tournament, and back-to-back games against Nebraska as well. Hit 3 there. Earned a spot on the NCAA Clemson Regional All-Tournament team.
The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed there by Littell. And Deegan Hart has 3 Ks through 4 batters.
Great pitching performance. We can't emphasize it enough, Fletcher. That's really key into this game here. We're coming out with such elite performance here and really being able to shut down this Cowboys team.
Brings it up Dustin Williams. Deegan Hart shoving so far on the mound through 4 outs. The first pitch is outside to Dustin Williams. Williams 1 for 4 on Friday night with a double and the lone RBI for the Cowboys. And that RBI and that double coming in the top of the 9th. The 1-0 pitch is inside and low for ball number 2. Deeganhart having arguably the best fall on the pitching staff, according to Andy Stakowitz and his coaching staff. The 2-0 pitch is outside, and Hart has fallen down 3-0 here to Williams to start this at-bat.
Stankiewicz, of course, really happy after Friday night's game, said it was a tremendous performance put on by everyone, especially Wong, as we spoke about. He was happy to see the crowd out, said it did a great job pitching 6 complete innings for an opening outing. He really couldn't ask for more.
Coach Josh Holliday for Oklahoma State saying that Andy Stakowitz said his team came out and threw the first punch and really came out and battled. 3-1 pitch is lined up the middle, and that's going to be a hit here for Dustin Williams as that ball gets into center field.
Yeah, great little hit. Number 22, Dustin Williams. That's senior from West Ford. Honorable mention, all Big 12 performer last year. Started 63 games, played in at first base. Led Big 12 with 14 home runs. So these Cowboys players really having reputable reputations here. The Lopes really being able to shut them down, close them out a little bit. Getting on first, but good play.
Yeah, good single there by Dustin Williams. Second hit of the season for the first baseman. Williams at first. Hart comes set on the mound and delivers home. First pitch there to Colin Simpson is upstairs for ball number 1.
Of course, OSU 11-0 against GCU. 2 teams meeting last year in the 2015 season when the Cowboys swept 3-game series back in Stillwater. So, of course, Lopes looking to turn around their loss ranking against the Cowboys and doing a good job so far, winning Friday night's game. Looking to take this 3-game series. Oklahoma luckily staying in the Valley, not missing their flight home because of this rain delay. They'll go on to play number 25 ASU on February 21st this week. So get to stay here and make those 2 extra games happen.
2-0 pitch is outside, and Hart has another 3-0 count here early in the at-bat. This time to Colin Simpson. 2 batters in a row where he's gotten down in the count 3-0. Looking to battle back here against Simpson, who went 0 for 4 on Friday. 3-0 pitch is low and inside, ball 4. And Josh Meyer, the catcher, will go out and chat with the transfer from Gateway College, Deegan Hart.
Hart looking a little flustered after that 2-game play there. Of course, Meyer going to help him out there. Colin Simpson now on first as a sophomore. Having an opening season game here. Started 11 games last year. That catcher made a collegiate debut against Arlington where he recorded a pinch hit triple on first career start. The plate smashed his first home run there as well. So impressive for a little freshman. Sophomore coming out on first now. Hart back to pitch.
Andrew Rosa stepping into the batter's box. He's running on first and second. Pitch from Hart is outside.
Yeah, looked quite a bit wide from this angle. Far right from our side up here in the press box. Looking to regain a little bit of pitching composure here. Feeling the pressure with 2 on base.
Rosa went 1 for 2 on Friday with a walk. The 1-0 pitch to Rosa. Breaking ball low for ball number 2. And pitching coach Rich Dorman will head on out to the mound here and talk with Deegan Hart.
What's going through Hart's head right now, Fletcher? He's looking a little flustered. Now pitching coach coming out, Josh Meyer coming out. What do you think's going through his head?
Dorman's just going to tell him to hit his spots, and good things will happen. He hasn't been hitting his spots lately. Rich Dorman knows what he's talking about. Was with the Seattle Mariners organization for quite some time, along with strength and conditioning coach Gabe Borland. Bounced around from the Everett Aqua Sox, the Clinton Lumberjacks, and then the Arizona Fall League team.
Wong commenting after Friday night's game that he threw a lot of fastballs and that he pitched one of his best games against such a good team, having 3-0 pitches, adding a slider and a changeup there. So of course, Hart having to come off the pressure of such a big game like that, a big game for the Lopes and a big game for Wong opening this 2017 season, coming out needing to just really play his game and stay focused here in the second inning.
Deegan Hart getting the signs from Josh Meyer, and will come set on the mound here shortly. Runners on first and second. 1 out, a strikeout to John Littell to lead things off. Breaking ball inside, called strike. A great breaking ball there with a 2-0 count. Gutsy pitch there for Deegan Hart. Makes a 2-1 count. Runners on first and second. Dustin Williams at second after a single, and then got moved over to second after Simpson walked. 2-1 pitch, swung on line down third baseline. Fair ball. This is going to score a couple. Rosa trucking for 3. Hands up. And it's going to be a ground rule double after Kona Quiggle couldn't find the ball, so it's going to be a ground rule double. And Oklahoma State will only get 1 run, as the runner from first base, Colin Simpson, will have to stop at third base. So a little luck in the cards there for the Lopes after Rosa lined that one down the line into the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Things could have gotten a little out of hand, a little ugly for the Lopes in that play. Luckily only getting 1 run off from the Cowboys. They're going to be amped and excited about that one. Not scoring until the 9th inning on Friday night's game. Getting a runoff now here on the Lopes, leading 1.
Runners on second and third now for Deegan Hart. And he delivers a first pitch strike here to Travis Wacker, the catcher for Oklahoma State. Wacker went 0 for 2 on Friday night with 2 strikeouts.
Hart knowing he has to capitalize on an out here with Wacker, otherwise 2 runs with an opportunity to score here.
Great block there from Josh Meyer. The ball in the dirt makes count 1-1 and keeps the runners where they're at. Travis Wacker, transfer for Oklahoma State, went to Grayson Community College, hit 9 home runs and 66 RBIs last year for Grayson Community College. The 1-1 pitch from Hart swung on and lined into the backstop. Makes it 1-2, and Hart's ahead in the count for the first time since John Littell.
Wacker spending his high school days at King's Christian Collegiate in Oakville, Ontario, Canada, before coming down back to Frisco, Texas, his hometown.
The 1-2 pitch misses upstairs, making the count 2-2 with 1 out and runners at second and third. Rosa doubling and scoring Dustin Williams. Colin Simpson had to stay at third base after the ground rule double in the corner. 2-2 pitch swung on a miss, strike 3, and there's 2 outs now for Deegan Hart.
Hart really needing to just pitch out of this inning right now and move on from this little series here. Can't have a pitcher breaking down, doesn't want to transition out of this play, so really needing to get things done here for the Lopes.
Jacob Chappell stepping in now, 0 for 2 on Friday. And if Deegan Hart can get out of this with just 1 run scoring, that would be a big sigh of relief for Andy Stankiewicz and his Lopes. With runners on second and third, a big jam to get out of here for the junior. Deegan Hart, the delivery, called strike, a breaking ball, stayed belt high. And Hart is ahead in the count here to Chappell.
Chappell's a freshman named Big 12 All-Freshman Team Played in 55 games as a freshman, started in 28 at third base, 23 at shortstop. It's a little back and forth play for him. Now a junior out of Guthrie, Oklahoma.
Breaking ball stayed inside, making the count 1-1 here with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Deeganhart looking to pitch out of a jam here.
Hart really needing to just get out of this inning, like you said, with as few flaws as possible.
1-1 pitch is skied just outside of the infield. Ty White underneath it, and Deeganhart gets himself out of a big jam there here in the second. Cowboys lead 1-0, and we're heading to the bottom of the second inning.
GCU now offers a unique opportunity to earn your doctorate through an on-campus evening cohort. Doctorate programs in education and in philosophy are enrolling now. Scholarships are available. The next evening cohort begins in March. For more information, visit gcu.edu/doctoral 2017. That's once again gcu.edu/doctoral 2017. Cohort classes are 1 night a week, and GCU is offering new programs all the time.
Deeganhart getting himself out of a jam there after Dustin Williams came around to score on Andrew Rosa's ground rule double. It could have been 2 if it hadn't been for that ground rule double. So Lopes getting a little luck on their side after Rosa's ball in the corner left the yard. It's a 1-0 game for Deeganhart and the Lopes, and they'll come back out to face Jensen Elliott here in the second.
Hart, of course, showing tremendous effort right then and there in that inning. Of course, going down 1, but Coach will be happy with that one, knowing he got that inning out of the way. He can come back, take a little breather here, regain his composure, and come out strong into the third. Really just trying to get out of that one. Doing a nice job, having a great effort, really just needing to pitch his lines.
Zach Malice will lead things off here for the Lopes, then Preston Pavlica and Ty Wyatt. Malice 0 for 4 with a run scored on Friday night, facing off against Jensen Elliott here. First pitch is fouled into the screen above the third base dugout. Malice hit .301 last year with 24 RBIs and 3 home runs. Left-handed power hitter here for the Lopes. The 0-1 pitch. Check swing did not go. Ball number 1.
Absolutely. Desert Christian High School, Tucson, Arizona, appeared in 44 games last year as a freshman, made 36 starts, named to WAC All-Conference second team, and one of 2 freshmen in the WAC to win WAC Player of the Week.
The 1-1 pitch was just outside. Malice laying off that one as well. The 2-1 pitch is skied and lifted into left field. Down the line, McCain making a play on it, and he's going to catch that one in foul territory for out number 1.
A good setup opportunity by Malice. Strong left hit, just not good enough. That'll be an out, of course, for the Lopes. Really needing to answer back to the 1-run hit here. Cowboys on the board early. Lopes looking to make something happen. Number 11, Preston Pavlica up to bat.
First pitch to Pavlica gets over the outer part of the plate for strike number 1. Pavlica went 2 for 4 with a double and a run scored on Friday night. Hit .294 last year as a freshman with 8 doubles and 3 home runs. The 0-1 pitch outside. Ball number 1. 8 for 11 on stolen bases with 24 RBIs last year.
Absolutely. 31 starts, 42 game appearances. WAC hitter of the week. Recording 7 RBIs, 5 for 8 on hitting. First 2 career starts, of course, tied for third on the team with 8 doubles.
The 1-1 pitch is a called strike on the inner part of the plate. So it's a 1-2 count now for Elliott, and delivers home. Inside, ball number 2. Looked like the exact same kind of spot there from Elliott, but didn't get the call this time from the home plate umpire, John Schiller. The 2-2 pitch from Elliott. Swung on and missed by Preston Pavlica, strike 3. There's 2 outs in the inning here for Elliott and the Cowboys.
Not what the Lopes need here in this inning. We want to see them get on the board. We want to see them answer back to the 1 run up here on the board. And will it be Tyler Wyatt that does it, hitting right? Sophomore out of Peoria, Liberty High School. Was also WAC Player of the Week last year. One of just 2 players in the WAC to log at least 50 innings on the mound.
Ground ball right at the third baseman, Garrett Benj. Throws over to first, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning here for Jensen Elliott and the Cowboys. Heading to the top of the third here on GCU TV.
Earning your RN to BSN degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. Finding your purpose takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience delivering our accredited RN to BSN program 100% online. Graduate in as few as 16 months, learning from full-time practicing nurse faculty in small classes. Integrate your education with your faith and Christian worldview.
Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Back to the top of the lineup here for the Cowboys. Garrett McCain, Ryan Sluter, and Garrett Benj leading things off. Oklahoma State leading 1-0 here after the Cowboys were able to squeak a run across through Dustin Williams. Andrew Rosa, a ground rule double down the third baseline, scored Williams and held Colin Simpson at third base. Could have been a 2-0 ball game with a runner on third had the ball not gone out of the ballpark on the ground rule double. Deeganhart then struck out Travis Wacker and got a pop-up to the second baseman to end the inning. But we're back to the top of the lineup here for the Cowboys as Meyer throws down to second. Garrett McCain striking out back in the first inning. McCain and Sluter both striking out. A 3-up, 3-down inning for Deeganhart in the first before he got into a little trouble in the second. It's a close ball game here early in the ball game. 1-0 here. Cowboys with the advantage. It's a 9-inning ball game. So a lot can happen between now and the final out. McCain will step in though.
Still a lot of game left here, top of the third.
Bunt is shown. It's in the dirt. Ball number 1.
If you're just tuning in with us, of course, on the weekend, Lopes winning the first game of this 3-game series on Friday night. The game that was supposed to happen yesterday, tonight, and tonight's game pushed to tomorrow, so they'll play the third game at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, Andy Stankiewicz saying he hadn't had to deal with this much rain in the 6 years he's been at GCU, especially in February when most teams come down to Arizona for non-conference play. The 1-1 pitch is a called strike, making the count 1-2.
Absolutely. You see all the spring training teams coming down looking for nice weather as well, and then getting about 2 to 3 days of gloomy, rainy weather, a bit unusual for this time of year.
1-2 pitch swung on a miss, and McCain struck out twice, and in the first 2 at-bats he's faced Deeganhart.
Hart coming back nicely after the top of the second, going into this inning now, looking a lot more confident than he did at the end of that inning. Really was just trying to make it out alive before scoring 3 runs, just getting 1 off, of course. Looking to come back here in this third inning.
First pitch of Sluter swung on, lifted into center. Pavlica's camped underneath it, and that's out number 2. And Deeganhart's making quick work of the top of the lineup, but the middle third and the final third of the lineup gave him some trouble back in the second.
Absolutely. Strong little turnaround for both teams here. Second to third inning. Strong hit there down the line. Getting that out will do great things here to turn around and hopefully get 3 outs and get back to batting.
The first pitch to Garrett Benj is inside. Benj having to throw his hips back to miss that one.
Yeah, just missing in there for Hart. Looking wide right here, almost hitting Benj.
The 1-0 pitch, inner part of the plate, strike number 1 here for Deegan Hart against Garrett Benj. Benj, second team All Big 12 last year out of Yukon, Oklahoma. Hit 292. The 1-1 pitch swung on, lifted over the top of the center field, over the shortstop into left center, and it's going to be a single here for the third baseman for Oklahoma State here with 2 outs in the inning.
Nice little left side line drive for Benj. Strong hitter for him, making it on to first. Adding the pressure here for the Lopes and for Hart at the top of the mound. He'll look to pitch to John Littell again. Number 13, junior, Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Littell striking out back to lead things off in the second before the Cowboys were able to put some runners on bases. First pitch to Littell hits him in the back of the left leg. He's going to take a bag for free.
Unfortunate for Hart there, striking out Littell back when he was at bat in the beginning of this game, and to put him on base, really unfortunate. Would have been possibly an easy out for Hart there, turning this into the bottom of the third to get back at bat. Now we have runner on first, runner on second, 2 outs.
Dustin Williams, the batter, now with runners on first and second. Singled back in the second inning, and before he came around to score the lone run of the ball game. 2 outs here. The pitch is low for ball number 1. A good-looking pitch from up here, but it's going to be a ball.
Hart pitching tad inconsistent here after 3 innings, looking to get down the line.
1-0 pitch is grounded foul down the first baseline, 1-1 now. Dustin Williams, the first baseman for Oklahoma State, hit 218 with 14 home runs last year and 42 RBIs, leading the Big 12 in the home run department. And could pull a ball down the right field line on the shorter part of the wall and make it a 4-0 ball game. But the pitch is outside, making the count 2-1. .320 to left, .330 to right, .380 to left center, and .375 to right center, with a 30-foot wall wrapping from left to left center before it goes up 10 feet in dead center, and then comes back down 100 feet later, then all the way to right, and then it drops down about 10 feet before it's a 10-foot wall all the way to the right field pole. Deegan Hart comes set, 2-1 delivery, swung on, lifted high to left side. Austin Bull is going to get underneath it. 2 outs, no infield fly rule in effect. Third out of the inning is recorded after another pop-up ends the inning here in the third. Oklahoma State, 1 hit, no runs, no errors, 2 men left on base here in the third, and we go into the bottom half of the frame. Lopes trying to get a run going here in the third inning.
It's driving me crazy. I thought he muted us.
I thought so too. The Southwest Gospel Music Festival has returned to GC Arena this weekend. Tickets are still available for this 2-day event, or you can buy your tickets for single sessions. Enjoy 19 talented groups in the gospel community on February 19th and 20th. You can get your tickets at gcurena.com.
Single session 7 times fast, Fletcher. Quite the tongue twister.
Absolutely a tongue twister right there. Josh Meyer stepping into the batter's box here for the Lopes. First at bat since May 3rd, 2015. A long-awaited return for the Lopes catcher. Not playing last year due to injury.
Absolutely. It's been a long road for Josh Meyer. Of course, redshirted last year, started 19 games back in 2015, appeared in 31 total, 8 hits, 3 runs, 5 RBIs. Been looking to get back onto the field for Meyer.
Breaking ball was the first pitch for a strike. The second pitch from Elliott is outside, a fastball. Josh Meyer hit 129 his sophomore season after hitting above 250 in his freshman year. 1-1 count now to the redshirt junior. Outside part of the plate, strike 2 here for Meyer, facing off against Jensen Elliott. 3 Ks for Elliott so far through 2 innings, working here in the bottom of the third. 1-0 ball game for Oklahoma State. 1-2 pitch outside for ball number 2.
GCU, of course, in the last year of the provisional period before going full-on Division I, able to compete, of course, in the national tournament. So great to see them come out and play big teams like this early on with players back in the game, such as Meyer and such a young team coming out, being able to get out here and have this experience. Meyer striking out, of course, here at his first at-bat this evening.
That'll bring up Kona Quiggle, who went 2 for 4 on Friday night with a double and a run scored. 370 career batting average in high school, hitting 404 his senior year. Playing in left field and getting the second start. First pitch he sees from Elliott is outside at a fastball, missing a couple inches off the plate.
Absolutely. Phoenix local from Greenway High School. All 4 seasons starting varsity. Career batting average of 370, first team all Division II recognition as a senior. All selection as a junior, capped off his career 404 average.
The 1-1 pitch from Elliott. The windup delivery, breaking ball called strike 2. 2 pitches back to back with great movement on them from Elliott. And Elliott settled in well after the first inning where he got into a little bit of trouble with runners on first and second. He'll be able to control and command the zone here against the Lopes. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, grounded right side, right at the second baseman. Slips, but then makes the throw over to first base. The first baseman's off the bag, and Kona Quiggle is going to get in there on first base.
Absolutely. Big things for Quiggle, the freshman, getting on base now. The Cowboys really stumbling out there between first and second, getting on base safely. That'll create a run opportunity here for the Lopes in this third inning, something they wanted to see. Hart got them into this inning nicely, looking to make something happen, get up on the board, down 1, lots of game left to play. And of course, it is going to be the top of the lineup now. Bull back to bat here.
Kona Quiggle getting on base via an error to the second baseman who slipped. First pitch to Bull is going to be a called strike. Austin Bull singling with a leadoff bunt in the first. And then he got caught stealing for the third out of the inning, trying to move from second to third on a 3-2 pitch. The 0-1 pitch is outside, ball number 1.
Bull doing a nice job at his at-bat earlier in this game. All the way to second for him. Getting out onto third.
Elliott looks over at Quiggle at first, then comes set and delivers home. Great pitch there. Movement going away from the left-handed batter. And it's a 1-2 count now with 1 out in the inning for the leadoff batter, Austin Bull.
That's right. Bull wants to get Quiggle on a run here. Little confidence booster for that freshman at first. They can make some teamwork happen here in the bottom of this third.
The 1-2 pitch to Bull, swung on and missed, strike three. Another strikeout here for Jensen in the third inning.
Yeah, unfortunate little series for Bull there. 2 outs now. Quigley stranded on first, looking to make a run here.
New batters Thomas LaRouge, 2 for 5 on Friday. Pick over at first base to keep Quiggle there. LaRouge 2 for 5 with a run scored on Friday. Hit .342 last year as a sophomore. First pitch to LaRouge is outside. LA missing outside with that four-seam fastball. Thomas LaRouge, the number 3 2017 WAC draft prospect. An honor given out by Division1Baseball.com. The 1-0 pitch bounced towards the left side. Third baseman Benj will get it and fire it over to first base to record the out. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base for the Lopes here in the third. We're heading into the fourth. Cowboys still lead 1-0 here on GCU TV.
Earning your RN to BSN degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. Finding your purpose takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience delivering our accredited RN to BSN program 100% online. Graduate in as few as 16 months, learning from full-time practicing nurse faculty in small classes. Integrate your education with your faith and Christian worldview.
Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Deeganhart coming back out for the fourth here against the Cowboys of Oklahoma State, ranking 22nd in the country in preseason poll. Have a 1-0 lead here against the Lopes after losing the opener 6-1. Lopes jumping on the Cowboys early, scoring a run in the first back on Friday. Scored 3 runs in the third, a run in the fourth, and a run in the sixth before settling down and then not scoring the rest of the game. But the damage was done, and Lopes took the first game from the Cowboys in front of a record crowd of over 2,300.
Absolutely, and the Cowboys sweeping the Lopes in the series last year. So first win on them in a few years, 11-0 on the season, or on the series between the matchup of the two. So great to get a win like that on a team ranked 22nd.
First pitch to Cullen Simpson is lifted out of the ballpark over the press box. Simpson, Rosa, and Wacker due up for the Cowboys here in the fourth. Deeganhart getting the sign from the catcher Josh Meyer and delivers home. Swung on and missed there by Simpson. Simpson walking back in the second. And was stranded at third after Rosa's ground rule double halted him at third and did not allow him to score. Hart ahead in the count, 0-2. Upstairs to the letters, ball number 1.
Strong young player for the Cowboys, of course, Colin Simpson. .531 batting average in high school. OCA All-State performer. Started 11 games last year as a freshman. Has that strong hit, so to get him out there, great little performance by Hart here in that series matchup. Simpson and Hart. Hart gets him out.
Yeah, Hart striking out Simpson here to lead things off in the fourth. Six strikeouts for Deeganhart here through 3 1/3.
Lopes coming off a 13-14 the WAC last year. 25-28-1 on the 2016 season. 2015 WAC conference champions looking to make a comeback here 2 years later in 2017. A few players back as we spoke. Josh Meyer back for the Lopes after an injury of 2 years. Youngest team in the WAC last year in terms of games started and at-bats. So a lot of opportunity here setting up early in the 2017 season.
1-1 pitch, breaking ball called strike 2 to Andrew Rosa. A young team last year, maturing this year, and next year when they're NCAA postseason eligible, GCU could be a frightening team to face in the first round of regionals. Swung on a miss, strike 3, 2 strikeouts here for Deegan Hart here in the fourth.
That's going to do a lot for his confidence here. Hart struggling in the second inning, looking so much better here in the fourth, pitching a lot more consistently. Stankiewicz will have to be happy with this performance here. Of course, after a strong performance by Juan on Friday night. Pitchers looking quite well here for the Lopes. Strong right hit here into right field.
Garrison Schwartz underneath it.
Absolutely.
And the lazy fly ball to right. Records the third out of the inning. Travis Wacker flying out. 3 up, 3 down for Deegan Hart here in the fourth. And the Lopes will go to the bottom half of the frame. Down 1 here on GCU TV.
Check out the latest from the College of Theology's blog, Living Faith. This Christian blog covers biblical, theological, and practical topics, all written by GCU faculty and special guests. Go to blogs.gcu.edu/COT. That's blogs.gcu.edu/COT.
Deegan Hart settling in after a rocky second and an almost rocky third, but 2 3 up, 3 down innings in the first and in the fourth via very similar lines, striking out the first 2 batters in the first and the fourth, and then getting the third batter to fly out, 1 to left, and then Travis Wacker here in the fourth to right. Lopes down 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Lopes sending Garrison Schwartz, Ian Evans, and Zach Malice to the plate here in the fourth. Schwartz 1 for 1 today with a single back in the first inning. Lopes stranding 1 base runner in that inning. Austin Bull getting caught stealing to end the inning back in the first. Garrison Schwartz, the WAC preseason player of the year, will lead things off here for the Lopes in the fourth and look to get a rally going here.
Absolutely. Big things from Schwartz, of course, as you spoke. Preseason all-WAC team, the pick for player of the year. That's such a big honor, Fletcher, because those polls are all ranked by fellow coaches in the Western Athletic Conference. So to be recognized by other teams and other coaches across the conference is really a big recognition. Garrison Schwartz has put on quite a performance here, and only a junior, so a lot of time still left for him to make things happen going into the end half of his career here.
Schwartz grounds out to the shortstop, Jacob Chappell, and there's 1 out in the inning here in the fourth. That'll bring up Ian Evans, who went 1 for 4 on Friday with 3 RBIs here with 1 out in the inning.
Absolutely. Ian Evans, transfer as we spoke, Gateway College, Mesa, Arizona. He did really big things for his community college, though, of course, going to the Junior College World Series in 2016. His team went 43-22 overall.
Ground ball left side again, right at the shortstop, Chappell. He's got the arm strength to get Evans out here to record the second out of the inning. Another 6-3 put out here in the fourth.
Long, strong throw from Chappell there. Gaining that out. It's going to be Zach Malice now up to bat.
Zach Malice 0 for 4 on Friday night, and will face off against Elliott for the second time today. Flew out to left field to begin things in the second, and sees a first pitch strike here in the fourth. 2 outs, 0-1 count. It's outside and low for ball number 1.
It's one of 5 series that GCU has opened against a current Big 12 member. 3 previous occasions, GCU has gone 5-3 against current Big 12 members in opening weekend games. So Stankiewicz really likes to get these big names in there. And of course, heading into this week's game, huge game against none other than the Arizona Diamondbacks. Be just an exhibition game at Salt River Fields, the D-backs Collegiate Baseball Series.
The 2-1 pitch is lifted out of play down the third baseline, and it'll make the count 2-2. Last year of the current Brazil Stadium, before baseball stadium gets a makeover.
That's right, part of the 10-2 athletic facility campus expansion.
2-2 pitch, called strike 3, and Zach Mouse will go to the dugout here as Jensen Elliott gets 3 out of 3 down here to end the 4th, and we'll go to the top of the 5th. Cowboys leading 1-0 over the Lopes here on GCU TV.
I'm Dominique. I'm a student here at Grand Canyon University studying hospitality management. My hospitality courses here are giving me a high quality education from professors that I know have been successful. Being able to work while I'm in school has enriched my college experience. I feel like I know where I'm going and what I want to do. When they say find your purpose, they mean it.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Jacob Chappell, Garrett McCain, and Ryan Sluter due up for Oklahoma State here to lead things off in the 5th. Cowboys leading 1-0. Deegan Hart back out on the mound here to begin the 5th as well. And he's pitched very well, save for the one mistake back in the 2nd, where he gave up a double to Andrew Rosa, which scored Dustin Williams. Only 3 hits recorded for the Cowboys, 1 run, it was earned. But Deegan Hart with 7 strikeouts here through 4 full innings before he's going to throw his first pitch of the 5th.
Absolutely. Doing a great effort. Stankiewicz will have to be happy with this performance, of course. Coming out and really doing a nice job of keeping the Lopes in this game, keeping the hope alive here into this 5th inning. Only down 1 run to tie it up. The Lopes are going to be able to get on the board here if they can get out of this inning, of course.
First pitch is down and in for ball number 1 here to the number 9 batter, Jacob Chappell, playing shortstop again tonight. He popped up to the second baseman to end things in the 2nd when the Cowboys had Deegan Hart on the ropes. The 1-0 pitch is a called strike, belt high on the outer part of the plate for strike number 1. No outs here to begin the 5th. First batter of the inning, Jacob Chappell, stepping back in with a 1-1 count.
That's right, Chappell, as a freshman, starting 23 games as a shortstop. Of course, GCU and Oklahoma very familiar with young players here starting. A lot of young players on both oppositions here starting in tonight's game. And of course, throughout series history and throughout team history, very familiar with young players. Freshmen earning awards as well.
Ground ball left side, Austin Bull, Derek Jeter style throw. Doesn't get there in time, and it's offline, so it's going to be an infield single here for Jacob Chappell here to lead things off in the 5th.
Yep, Chappell with his first hit there here on base now. Up onto first. Lopes down 1. Will now be Garrett McCain, junior from Wiley, Texas. Up now to bat right here for the Cowboys.
Yeah, back to the top of the lineup. Garrett McCain seeing Deegan Hart for the 3rd time tonight. Struck out both times he's seen Deegan Hart so far, in the 1st and in the 3rd. And will look to turn his luck here with a runner on first. Hart looks back, the runner, bunt shown, bunted down the first baseline. Ian Evans will get the ball and then tag the runner, Garrett McCain, for out number 1. The runner from first base, Jacob Chappell, does advance. So the sacrifice bunt does the job here for Oklahoma State here in the 5th.
Absolutely good out gained there. Garrett McCain 18 for 20 on career stolen base attempts. Impressive number for him. Now Ryan Sluter up, senior from Amarillo, Texas. All Big 12 second team in 2015. Batting right.
Ryan Sluter 0 for 2 today, flying out to center in the third and striking out in the first. Has a runner at second base with 1 out here in the fifth. No count yet. Degenhart delivering the first pitch of the at-bat. Looks good. Strike number 1 there from Degenhart.
Chappell aggressively sneaking there off second, but Hart maintaining position, knowing he's back there.
Oh, 1 count. Swung on, chopped, third baseline, and Zach Malice jumps for it, throws over to first, and in time, got him. What a throw there by Zach Malice over at the hot corner.
Absolutely great play put on by the Lopes, and Zach Malice there capitalizing on that play. Great effort put in the Lopes here in this fifth.
Little lapse in concentration there by Jacob Chappell over at second base. The deep ground ball in the hole down the third baseline could have allowed Chappell to advance a third with a deep, long throw to first for Zach Malice. 2 long throws would have had to occur to get Chappell at third, but it's still a runner at second now. First pitch to Garrett Benj is low, blocked well there by Josh Meyer, the catcher. 2 outs here in the inning, 1-0 count to Garrett Benj.
Fans really starting to get into it now, Fletcher. We didn't hear them in the first few innings. Now things starting to get excited.
Ground ball, first base, second baseman Ty White gets the ball, slips in that grass out there, and then delivers a strike over to first base in time to record the out. 1 hit, no runs, no errors. 1 man left on base for the Cowboys here in the fifth. And we're heading to the bottom half of the frame. Cowboys still leading 1-0. Degenhart pitching well here so far here on GCU TV. If you're visiting campus this spring, why not stay at the GCU Hotel? Featuring comfortable rooms, a resort-style pool, and the Canyon 49 Grill, it's a perfect place to stay when coming to GCU. Rooms starting at just $79 a night. Book a room today at gcuhotel.com. I know a lot of people go over to the hotel to eat at Canyon 49 Grill. Great food over there, so you won't want to miss it. And great pool as well here in the always sunny Phoenix, unless it's February 18th. Then it rains.
That's right, and then they head over to Canyon 49 for even longer. Can use their dining dollars and Lopes cash too over there. Back here in the fifth inning, the Lopes will look to take back the bat here and get something up on the board. Fletcher, what's it going to take for the Lopes to get a run on here and get some points up on the board?
They got to get some base runners here against Jensen Elliott. Elliott's been pitching well ever since the first inning when he allowed a couple base runners. 3 up, 3 down in the fourth, and then 3 up, 3 down in the second. Only allowing 1 base runner in between on an error by a second baseman. Kona Quiggle reaching in the third. The first pitch to President Pavlica showed bunt. It's going to be a called strike here to lead things off here in the fifth inning.
And I think that's what Stankwich is actually going to tell them to do here eventually, to be able to get on base here, get a few bunts off, be able to make a play, set up an opportunity to score and get on the board. Got a chunk of it there, right to foul.
0-2 count now to the center fielder for GCU. No outs in the inning in the fifth. Oklahoma State leading 1-0, scoring the lone run back in the second. It's been a tight affair all night long as the 0-2 pitch misses upstairs for ball number 1.
Really has been a tight affair, of course, in that game that we saw on Friday. A much different play. The Lopes scoring 6 there on the Cowboys. 12 hits. Cowboys had 4 hits, 6-1 victory. OSU only scoring in the 9th inning. So a little bit of a different setup here for Sunday night's game.
President Pavlica has himself a 2-2 count here. facing off against Jensen Elliott. The windup, the delivery, swung on, chopped down the third baseline. Bench has a play on it. Cannon over to first in time to get Preston Pavlica for the first out of the inning.
Absolutely, yeah, that one was out from the beginning, of course. These outfielders do a great job, of course. Third baseman doing a nice job getting those ones off as well. Cowboys tough in the deep end. They do a lot of great glove work. OSU led Big 12 and ranked 18th nationally with fielding percentage of .978, turned over 75 double plays.
Ty Wyatt lifts one just out of play here down the first baseline over the top of the first base dugout. And it's an 0-1 count now to the second baseman who went 1 for 3 on Friday night. Jensen Elliott not making any mistakes here so far through 4 1/3. Lopes saw Tyler Buffett throw 4 innings back on Friday night. Buffett making a couple mistakes, allowing the Lopes to line some into the gaps. The 0-1 pitch is a ball outside. That whacker lets go all the way to the backstop. 1-1 count, 1 out. Bases empty here for Ty Wyatt here in the 5th. 1-0 ball game. The 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball. It's going to be called strike 1 and 2 now.
Wyatt, of course, looking to get on here in this inning. Sophomore out of Peoria, Arizona, attended Liberty High School. We can't emphasize enough about the youth of this team. Youngest team in the WAC last year. Game started and at bats. Here in this final year of transition to the full Division I status and final year here, like you said, in the new stadium or in its current form before heading into the new stadium that'll seat 3,500 fans. So quite the boost that we will get here for GCU baseball.
First pitch to new batter Josh Meyer. Hugs the corner of the plate for strike number 1. Here with 2 outs in the inning. Oklahoma State still leading 1-0, nobody on the bases. Here with 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch is outside. Travis Wacker had to leave his feet for it. Meyer getting the first start and first game played since May 3rd, 2015. Redshirting last year for injury. The 1-1 pitch, breaking ball right over the top of the plate for strike number 2. Jensen Elliott utilizing a slider very well this afternoon and this evening, keeping the GCU batters at bay and off balance. The 1-2 pitch, outside, ball number 2. 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the 5th, nobody on. Meyer hit 129 in his sophomore year. More than doubled that back in his freshman campaign. The 2-2 pitch, swung on and lifted, left side. It's going to be inside the ballpark, and it's going to be a pop-up to the third baseman and end the inning. Another 3 up, 3 down here for Jensen Elliott here in the 5th. Cowboys still lead 1-0 over the Lopes here on GCU TV.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Marley, head coach at Grand Canyon University. Coming to GCU was a great move for me. Join Antelope Nation by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors in small classroom settings where you can get the support you need to excel. Scholarships available. See you on campus. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening.
Welcome back out to Brazil Stadium here on the campus of Grand Canyon University. We've got ourselves a pitcher's duel, Taylor. Both pitchers, Deegan Hart and Jensen Elliott, with 7 strikeouts so far through 5 full innings. Deegan Hart coming back out for the 6th here, looking to keep this one a 1-0 ball game.
That's right. He's done a great effort here in this game. He started off a little rocky in that 2nd inning, but he's coming back so nicely, staying in this game, seeing a real tremendous effort from Hart coming off, like we've talked about, Wong having that tremendous performance on Friday night. I think he's seeing the momentum come into this game, and it's going to be a good one to end out the second game of 3-game series.
Deeganhart has pitched well. There's a couple errors and mistakes. Gave Andrew Rosa an opportunity, and he doubled down the line, scoring the only run of the ball game. Jensen Elliott's been just about perfect so far, only giving up 2 hits through 5 innings. Those 2 hits coming in the first before he settled down and hasn't allowed a hit since only 1 base runner since the first inning, and that was Kona Quiggle, who reached on an error by the second baseman, a ground ball in which the second baseman slipped and then threw the ball off the bag, and the first baseman, Dustin Williams, had to come off of the bag for. The first pitch to number 13, John Littell, here in the 6th, is a called strike. And Deeganhart's ahead in the count here to start things off in the 6th inning.
Of course, this is the first home series here to open the 2017 baseball season here at GCU. GCU opening the season at home 49 out of 67 series starts in program history. 19 of the last 20 seasons have opened here at home, Brazel Stadium.
Hot shot right back at the shortstop. Austin Bull didn't even have to flinch for that one, right at him for out number 1 here on a hard out by John Littell.
John Littell putting in good work here in today's game. Saw him play strong earlier. Getting that out here.
First pitch to the new batter, Dustin Williams, is fisted down the third baseline, jammed Williams there, and he'll get out of play down the third baseline. Williams scored the lone run of the game back in the second. Got a 1-out single. And the 0-1 pitch to Williams is a bit high for ball number 1 here in the 6th. 1-1 count, 1 out, nobody on. Here's Deeganhart delivers. Swung on ground ball, right side. Ian Evans dives for it, keeps it in front of him, and then steps on the bag for out number 2 here. And Deeganhart's moving here through the 6th pretty quickly.
Absolutely. Deeganhart doing a nice job here in the 6th inning. Like you said, quick little turnaround for GCU. They've done that. That's been the theme of the game, it seems, Fletcher. Really fast turnarounds through these innings, looking to get back at bat to create those opportunities, to get those bases and to get those runs. Here, down 1, of course. Still a lot of game left, a lot of opportunity, looking to make something happen. Hard to go straight down the line for that one.
1-0 count here for Colin Simpson, the designated hitter. 2 outs, nobody on. Swung on line down the first baseline, just foul.
Yeah, getting a little lucky on that one. It looked almost like it was in. He's done a great job hitting today. Colin Simpson, of course, just the sophomore, young player but strong hitter, designated hitter of the game out of Edmond, Oklahoma. 5'9".
Colin Simpson, the lone sophomore in the batting lineup. Jensen Elliott, the lone sophomore playing defense. He's the pitcher. The 1-1 pitch is swung through, and it's a 1-2 count now for Deeganhart. 2 seniors playing defense for the Cowboys. Everybody else is juniors, except for Jensen Elliott out on the mound, and Colin Simpson, the designated hitter. GCU, a bunch of sophomores, a couple of juniors, and the freshman, Kona Quiggle, out and left. The 1-2 pitch is a ball, making the count 2-2. 2 outs, nobody on here in the 6th.
Hart almost getting that hit for the second time this evening. Simpson having to duck out of the way there.
Simpson fouling that one off his foot. Still in the batter's box, so it's going to be a foul ball. 2-2 count still. 2 outs, nobody on here for Deeganhart in his first appearance and his first start for GCU. GCU wearing those purple tops. No change in the uniforms for Oklahoma State. 2-2 pitch is up and out for ball number 3. Full count here with 2 outs in the inning for Deegan Hart facing off against Colin Simpson. Simpson walking back in the second, striking out in the fourth. So he's 0 for 1 today.
Now, when you look at the offensive stat comparison between these two teams, GCU is leading in almost every column.
The payoff pitch was upstairs for ball number 4. The fans don't like it here at Brazos Stadium, and that's going to put Colin Simpson on first base via the second walk of the game for Simpson.
Yeah, second walk for Simpson there. Unlikely. A little bit for Hart. Discouraged off that play. Like you said, the fans making a little bit of noise here in Mazzell Stadium. Not too happy about that. Now on first. Can't get another runoff here late into this game. It's going to mean trouble here for GCU.
Brings up Andrew Rosa, the lone RBI coming off of his bat. A double back in the second, which scored Williams. The infield minus Malice will converge on the mound and talk things over here before it was about to get broken up by the home plate umpire.
Surprising 67th season of baseball here for the Lobes. Can you believe that? Long-time tradition here of baseball on Mazzell Stadium, of course. Last season here before the expansion like we talked about. 12th season at the NCAA Division I level. And final year before full Division I status and the expansion of the new stadium.
2-0 count here to Andrew Rosa. Runner on for first is Colin Simpson after a walk. 2 outs in the inning. The pitch swung on and grounded down the third baseline, foul. Rosa went 1 for 2 with a walk back on Friday night. Deegan Hart looking to get out of the 6th unscathed. He's got 2-1 count here against Andrew Rosa, the second baseman for the Cowboys. 2-1 pitch is lined down the third baseline just on the chalk. It's going to be a fair ball in the corner. Quiggle throwing it in. The runner's going to be waved around third base. No throw at home. And it's going to be a 2-0 ball game here for the Cowboys in the 6th inning.
Yeah, disappointing little play for Hart there. Oklahoma happy about that one. 2 runs now up on GCU in the 6th inning. Looking to make a change here. They'll talk at the top of pitcher's mound. Josh Meyer going over to talk to Hart about the play. 2 outs in this inning. You'll see the replay here. Making it home for the Cowboys. Rosa now on second. And it's going to be Travis Wacker back up, the junior out of Frisco, Texas, to bat right here, keeping Oklahoma alive in the 6th inning.
Runner on second, Andrew Rosa. Deegan Hart delivers, swung on, lifted into right field. Garrison Schwartz going to get there, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. But 1 run does come across on 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base for the Cowboys. They take a 2-0 lead here over GCU. Heading to the bottom of the 6th inning here on GCU TV.
If you enjoy TED Talks, then you'll love TEDx Grand Canyon University. This is a TED event completely organized by students to bring GCU and the community together in the spirit of TED's mission, ideals worth spreading. Enjoy a day of diverse thought through speakers and community on March 2nd right here at GCU Arena. For more information, visit gcuarena.com, and there will be a variety of speakers, and some are even GCU staff. And I believe Brian Mueller is making an appearance out of those 20 speakers. He will be speaking, of course, with a long list of RDs, I believe, as well, Fletcher. So great event being held here in about 2 weeks at GCU Arena.
Robert Malacki is moving in the bullpen for the Lopes. But Jensen Elliott's coming back out for the bottom of the 6th inning with a 2-0 lead. And the Lopes are looking to cut that lead and get a run-up on the scoreboard and compete here in the final third of this baseball game.
Yeah, this is going to be an important at-bat for GCU. And like I was saying earlier, if you look at the offensive stat comparison, GCU leads in almost every category. 280 average over 263 Cowboys average. Runs 5.8 versus OSU's 5.6. So really, this should be our game, and of course, winning 6-1 on Friday night. It's been a turn of events here in this evening game, Fletcher.
Anything can happen in baseball. And Kona Quiggle will lead things off here for the Lopes and pop one out of play down the third baseline. Austin Bull on deck and Thomas LaRouge in the hole will be the 3 guaranteed batters for GCU here in the 6th. And the top of the lineup due up here after Kona Quiggle bats. The 0-1 pitch is outside. The Lopes could do some damage here if Jensen Elliott misses a couple of his spots and could break this game wide open or tie it up.
That's right. Quiggle, the freshman outfielder, will he be the one to do it here? Batting left, Greenway High School here, Phoenix local, played 4 seasons of varsity, 3 years of starts, excuse me.
Kona Quiggle has a 1-2 count here as the leadoff man in the 6th. Reached via an error back in the 3rd inning. His only at bat. So he's 0 for 0 today after reaching on that error. 2-2 count now to the 9 batter. Left fielder Kona Quiggle, the freshman, will look at a pitch down in the zone, and that's going to make the count full here with no outs in the 6th.
The Lopes feeling the pressure now, as you said, winding out the end of this game. They're knowing they need to get on base to score some runs, to create some opportunity. Quiggle needing to make something happen here for the Lopes.
Quiggle staying alive in this at-bat after fouling off the 3-2 pitch. The payoff pitch again, swung on, lifted, left side, treble territory. Third baseman, shortstop, and left fielder converging on it, and the left fielder makes the catch. Garrett McCain recording the first out of the inning.
Absolutely, and it's going to be back to the top of the GCU lineup here. Austin Bull back to bat. Had a nice little play early on into this game, making it to second, getting out there early on. Can he get it done here?
Back to the top of the lineup we go, as GCU will send Austin Bull out to the batter's box here with 1 out. He looks at a first pitch strike called there by John Schiller, the home plate umpire. Steve Corvey at first base, and Jeff Macias, the third base umpire. Same crew as Friday night. The 0-1 pitch is outside for ball number 1. They've just rotated around the diamond. Steve Corvey was the home plate umpire in that first game of the series. Thomas LaRouge on deck. Austin Bull 0 for 1 today, or 1 for 2, excuse me. Singled back in the first, struck out in the third, and he's getting his third at-bat of the game here. He's got a 2-1 count now.
That's right. Austin Bull, one of the young members of the GCU team, sophomore infielder out of Chandler, Arizona, attended Perry High School. Named All-WAC second team at second base last year as a freshman, ranked second on the Lopes in walks drawn and stolen bases.
It's a 3-1 count now to Austin Bull, the leadoff batter on the lineup, playing shortstop. But the 3-1 pitch is a called strike. That's strike number 2. It's going to be full now.
Only 1 out here for the Lopes. A lot of opportunity.
Austin Bull taking his time, stepping out of the batter's box, will step back in. Bull went 3 for 5 on Friday with a run scored and an RBI. Ground ball, left side, diving play by Garrett Benj. Throws over to first. What a play there by the third baseman for Oklahoma State.
Yeah, easy out for Oklahoma. We've been hitting that left again and again throughout this game, and it's just such an easy play for them to get off over to first and get that out. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 6th. It'll be LaRouge up back to bat for GCU. Left side hitter.
First pitch to Thomas LaRouge is a called strike. LaRouge went 2 for 5 on Friday, 0 for 2 today. Striking out in the first and grounding out to third base in the third. The 0-1 pitch is a ball. The last time the Lopes had a base runner was in the third inning. Conaquiggle reaching on an error. No hits since the first. And the Lopes had a single by Austin Bull, leadoff bunt, and then Garrison Schwartz had a 1-out bunt, a 1-out single. Ground ball, left side, shortstop Chappell gets it, throws over to first base. 3-3 down here for Jensen Elliott again, and we'll head to the 7th here on GCU TV. Cowboys leading 2-0 over the Lopes, heading to the 7th.
There's a surge of excitement at GCU as the Lopes gear up for greatness. We do not accept defeat. We will not disappoint. We will not quit. We are the intensity brewing in the heart of Phoenix. We are the Lopes rising. Come watch us defend our house against Louisville, San Diego State, and rival New Mexico State. Catch all the family-friendly entertainment. Games will sell out. Get your basketball season tickets today at lopestickets.com.
Bobby Malacki will come out to the mound in relief here for the Lopes here to start things off for the 7th. A sophomore from Hutchinson College from Lake Havasu City, Arizona, went to Lake Havasu High School. Played 1 season for the Blue Dragons in 2016, 10 starts on 11 appearances, recording 84 at-bats as well. Went 6-2 with a 3.63 ERA and 44 2/3 innings pitched, striking out 29, only walking 10. Struck out a season-high 7 batters in a complete game, 2-hit victory over Rose State College on February 28th, 2016, earning Pitcher of the Week honors following that performance, and will step in to the mound here in the 7th for the Lopes in his first career appearance for GCU, looking to take his freshman year numbers and translate them into a purple GCU uniform here in the 7th for GCU.
Absolutely. Malacki coming in for Hart. And Fletcher, what exactly does this mean, a pitching change so late into the game? What does that mean for the Lopes?
Deegan Hart's day is done. He pitched very well, only allowing 2 runs. But GCU hasn't been able to give him any run support here. So a pitching change is due. Same time that Jake Wong came out last night on Friday, pitching 6 before A.J. Franks came in and threw 3 innings. The 0-1 pitch is low and outside for ball number 1. It's a 1-1 count now. Malacki getting the signs from Meyer and will deliver inside and low for ball number 2. It's 2-1. Malacki, a two-way player, hit 2 home runs and drove in 10 RBIs last year. In his final at-bat for Hutchinson, hit a home run to tie the game in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs of an elimination game. 2-1 pitch bounces and goes to the backstop. It's 3-1 now.
Yes, Malacki making his GCU debut here, pitching late into this game, opening up the 7th inning here for GCU. Looking to shut down these Cowboys. He just won't get it done here against number 4, Jacob Chappell.
Chappell walks here to lead things off in the 7th. He led things off with a single back in the 5th, but was stranded at second base. Garrett McCain back to the top of the lineup. The Cowboys go with Ryan Sluter on deck. McCain 0 for 2 today with a sacrifice bunt in the 5th. Malachy working with a base runner at first. Chappell leading things off with a walk. We'll look back. The runner comes set and deliver home. Fastball for a strike here to Garrett McCain. McCain went 1 for 4 on Friday, playing in left field. Bats right-handed, throws left-handed. And will face off against right-hander Malachy. Lifts the 0-1 pitch out of play past the Oklahoma State bullpen down the first baseline. So Malachy getting ahead in the count here to the leadoff batter, Garrett McCain. The runner on first here in no outs in the 7th inning. Five hits for the Cowboys so far, 2 runs and an error. Only 2 hits for the Lopes. Those both coming in the first inning. Lopes haven't had a base runner since the 3rd. And we'll look to get a 7th inning rally going here in the bottom half of this frame. Malachy coming set. The 0-2 count, looks back at first, delivers home. Swung on left side, double play ball. Went out at second base. They're out at first, is not in time. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. 5-4 put out here in the 7th.
Absolutely. Nice little play set out there by the Lopes. Good little IQ. Lead run there for the Lopes. Of course, it's going to be back out to the Cowboys. Ryan Sluter, senior from Amarillo, Texas, back in the batting lineup here to bat right. Malachy looking to get another out here in this inning to get the Lopes back out there to bat. Throw first. He's safe still.
Sluter 0 for 3 today with a strikeout in the 1st, fly out to center in the 3rd, and a ground out to third base in the 5th. He's got a runner at first and 1 out here in the 7th. That runner is Garrett McCain after getting on via fielder's choice. Back pick to first from Josh Myers, not in time. Saw that happen Friday night. Runner off his bag too early and too far, and Griffin Barnes threw him out. Throw over to first base, not in time.
McCain getting awfully risky there at first, really looking to get to second here. And not really giving Sluter a chance to bat, really. Here, right down.
The 1-0 pitch is thrown over to first base, so it's still 1-0. 1 out in the inning, and Malachy is really focusing over there at first base to make sure McCain doesn't go anywhere.
You can tell him keeping his eye on McCain. Doesn't want him to get away with anything there.
McCain 18 for 20 on stolen base attempts last year, and he takes off. Throw from Myers upstairs, so it's not going to get there in time. And it's going to be a stolen base for Garrett McCain. And he's 1 for 1 today.
Yeah, McCain doing an aggressive job there, getting on to second. As you said, 18 for 20 on stolen base attempts. So really doing a nice job for the Cowboys, pushing the feel of this game here late into the game, 7th inning here. And Fletcher, you spoke earlier that we were going to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" in the 7th inning here.
You always sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" in the 7th inning.
Looking to hear that from you. here.
2-0 pitch is a strike here from Lackey. Runner at second base is McCain swiping that bag. The throw from Meyer was upstairs and too high for Wyatt to pull down in time and tag the runner. 2-1 count with 1 out in the inning, so the double play is not in order anymore. And Ryan Sluter trying to make this a 3-0 ball game. The runner in scoring position fouls the 2-1 pitch backwards and makes it 2-2.
Lackey feeling the pressure from McCain there on second. Can't necessarily see behind him on second. Meyer doing a nice job of staying engaged as well in the catcher's position, throwing that one overhead. McCain looking to steal third here, playing off base very aggressively.
Right-handed batter. Would not be surprised if McCain took off, but most likely unlikely here with 1 out and a 2-0 lead. Taunting him is McCain, and he'll head back to second base as Malacky spins towards second. 2-2 count, 1 out in the inning. Runner at second base is McCain after a stolen base. Ball is in the dirt. Meyer does well to keep it in front of him and keep McCain at second. Full count now with 1 out. Nobody working in the Lopes bullpen, nobody working in the Cowboys bullpen as well. You might see Jensen Elliott come out for the 7th here as the Cowboys and Elliott have a 2-0 lead here in the 7th and a runner at second base with 1 out. Lackey taking his time out on the mound inside ball 4. That's going to put runners on first and second.
Yeah, Malacky felt the pressure there from McCain there on second base. Unfortunately, bringing the runner to first now. They're in a scoring opportunity here. 2 on base. Meyer coming out to talk with Malacky here. Opening performance here from Malacky. Opening season for him here as a Lope. The outfield or the infield will come in here to reconvene at the pitcher's mound.
Andy Stakowitz bringing his whole infield in, having a talk with Meyer and Malacky as well. Malacky, a 6'2", 210-pounder from Lake Havasu High School up in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. A heavily Arizona-filled roster for Stankiewicz. Stankiewicz playing his last year of Major League Baseball for the Diamondbacks back in '98. And has produced a handful of Major League Baseball draft picks here at GCU. 7 to be exact. 154 victories, 24 all-conference selections in Stankiewicz's era at GCU. The first pitch to the new batter from Malacky to Garrett Benge is a called strike. Sluter is down at first base after a walk. Garrett McCain is at second via stolen base after getting on via fielder's choice. So the double plays back in order after that walk. And Malacky could get out of this one with nothing hurt if he can produce a ground ball. Will spin turn and throw over the head of Austin Bull, and everybody's going to advance a runner, a base.
Yeah, a little misstep there on second base, forcing McCain to third. So runners now on second and third, forcing a scoring opportunity here in unfortunate waters. Fletcher only 1 out. Malacky feeling the pressure now.
Infield's going to be in on the grass here. With runners on second and third, the Lopes trying to extinguish what could be a raging fire here if they can't get an out here and get Garrett Benj without allowing a run. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt, 4 or 5 feet in front of the plate. Meyer doing very well to keep that one in front of him, using his chest to block that baseball. 1-1 count now to the third baseman, Garrett Benj, for Oklahoma State. Runners on second and third after the error was attributed to the pitcher, Bobby Malachy. The 1-1 pitch, swung on, ground ball left side. It's going to get through the hole. It's going to score 1. And Sluter will be held at third base after the single and an RBI there by Garrett Benj.
Unfortunate inning here. It's mustering up to be for the Lopes. 3-0 now in the 7th. We talked about such a quick turnaround between innings here for the Lopes. That's not what the story has been here in the 7th. With Malachy here in the pitcher's change. Now 3 runs scored, 0 for the Lopes. Runner on third, only 1 out.
Runners on the corners here for the Cowboys, 1 out. And John Littell coming up. Littell 11 for 29 in the 2016 NCAA tournament, hitting .379. Great numbers there for the right fielder for Oklahoma State, a junior out of Stillwater, Oklahoma this year. Hit .258 last year. First pitch he sees is the ball. Josh Andrews is up and moving in the pen for GCU.
Yeah, he hit .379, 11 for 29 in the 2016 NCAA tournament, of course. When they were there this past year at the College World Series, 20th time in program history. That was back in Omaha, finishing 4th, of course. 7 starters from that series are back this year for the Cowboys, making an appearance. But Littell here to pitch on the right side.
The 2-0 pitch from Malachy is inside for ball number 3. 3-0 here for Malachy, and he's in some trouble here with runners on the corners. 1 out and no strikes here to the batter, John Littell, who's not going to swing at this pitch. The 3-0 pitch, ball 4. He's going to load the bases here with 1 out in the inning. And the Cowboys leading 3-0 over the Lopes here in the top of the 7th.
Malachy struggling a little bit here from the pitcher's mound. The infield will again reconvene for the 2nd time in this inning to talk with Malachy here. Opening performance from him. From Lake Havasu City, Arizona. Of course, if you're just tuning in here late into this game, 7th inning, 3-0. The Lopes will take on the Cowboys in the 3rd of the 3-game series tomorrow, Monday, February 20th at 1 p.m. You can catch that game once again right here live at GCU.TV. All home games for GCU Baseball 2017 season will be broadcast streamed live here on GCU TV, so be sure to tune in to all of those games. Softball as well, Fletcher, streamed for the first time ever in program history. They're in Texas this weekend for a tournament. They had a great opening run last weekend against Northern Colorado and Bradley, going undefeated in the season opener tournament for the Lady Lopes.
Malachy's day is done. Josh Andrews coming out onto the mound in relief here, a 5'11 sophomore out of Queen Creek, Arizona. Another tongue twister here. Left-handed pitcher will come on with 1 out and has inherited 3 base runners here in the 7th.
Yeah, they're putting him in hot water here for the Lopes. Andrews, just a young sophomore. Such a young team that we've spoken about all game long. Youngest team in Western Athletic Conference last year in terms of games started and at-bats. Nearly 70% of GCU's hits were from underclassmen, so freshmen and sophomores last year. Of course, that was at-bats and games started. So a lot of potential from the Lopes. We've talked about that, you know. Stankiewicz does a great job of recruiting here, such a high intense class with a lot of elite play, a lot of experience, big resume, big statistics from our freshmen and sophomore players. And of course, last year here in the provisional period before they are full on Division I and able to compete in postseason play, of course, they're only able to go into Western Athletic Conference play. So big year, big last year for the Lopes here in the provisional period. Big things to come. And an exciting year for Stankiewicz and all of the men's baseball team here at GCU.
Josh Adams will face off against Dustin Williams here in the 7th. Andrews, 6 appearances last year, 10 total innings, allowed 11 runs for an ERA of 9.90. He's got the bases loaded here. Delivers a pitch in the dirt for ball number 1. All 3 base runners are responsible by Bobby Malacki. So he's responsible for the 3 base runners, and if any of them score, there'll be earned runs for him. The 1-0 pitch swung on and missed. Inside pitch there from Andrews that Dustin Williams swung through. Double plays in order. The corners are playing even with the bag, and the middle infield is playing double play depth here, and double play up the middle would end the inning and keep it a 3-0 ball game. The delivery is inside again, and it's going to be 2-1 here for Andrews, the sophomore.
Seeing 3 different pitchers here in this second game of 3-game series. Both young pitchers coming in late.
2-1 pitch is called strike. Even it up 2-2 here with 1 out in the inning. Josh Andrews looking to get out of this one unscathed.
Yeah, this has been a long 7th inning for the Lopes here. Long inning for both pitchers. Malacki and Andrews struggling here a little bit.
Breaking ball called strike 3, and Josh Andrews
Absolutely
has the 2nd out of the inning here, but the bases still loaded.
And it will be Oklahoma Cowboy Colin Simpson back up to pitch, or back up to bat, excuse me, designated batter of the game. Bats left-handed. Bases loaded here.
The first pitch is fouled into the netting, and Andrews is ahead in the count here to Colin Simpson. Sophomore designated hitter Colin Simpson went over 4 in the opener. The 0-1 pitch is upstairs and inside for ball number 1. Simpson at .212 last year in 32 appearances, 17 starts, and 85 at-bats. Hit 2 home runs and 3 doubles, 29 total bases with 9 RBIs. The 1-1 pitch is a called strike, making the count 1-2 here. Josh Andrews pitching well here in a stressful situation.
Andrews knowing he's a last-ditch effort, having to get it done here in the 7th inning, get out of it, like you said, with as few errors as possible. Simpson getting on base his last 2 times, looking to get him out here. 2 outs for the Lopes, needing to really just get out of the 7th inning.
Andrews comes set. The 1-2 pitch delivered, swung on. Ground ball right side. Andrews gets over. And he's in time to get the runner at first base. Very close bang-bang play at first. But Andrews gets out of it. And it's still a 3-0 ball game for the Cowboys. And it's in striking distance of GCU. And a little bit of a momentum swing here on GCU TV. Men's basketball is coming to an end. And there's just a few games left. Tune in on February 23rd to see the Lopes take on Chicago State Tip-off is at 7 p.m. with coverage starting at 6:30 here on GCU.TV. Men's basketball game, always fun as everybody stands and stretches here at Brazil Stadium. And it's all about baseball here on this Sunday evening in Phoenix, Arizona.
That's right. This is the song we were waiting for you to sing, Fletcher. Your great idea to sing that to all of our fans watching here. Thank you, of course, for tuning in, staying with us through this game. Opening series for the Lopes here to kick off their 2017 baseball season. Opening up the season here at home, the last 19 of 20 seasons. Stankiewicz likes to open up here, Brazil Stadium. 49 of 67 games have been opened here at home. Kick things off nicely, of course, before they head to the D-backs Collegiate Baseball Series at Salt River Fields, where they'll be playing an exhibition game against the Arizona Diamondbacks. That is on Wednesday, February 22nd at 1 o'clock.
Garrison Schwartz step in here in the 7th. Bottom of the 7th, Lopes down 3-0. Gary's 1 for 2 today. First pitch to Garrison Schwartz. Outer part of the plate for strike number 1. Parker Scott is moving in the bullpen for Oklahoma State. I saw Scott on Friday night. The 0-1 pitch swung on, ground ball right side, right at the second baseman. Rosa will throw over to first, and it's the first out of the inning here in the 7th. That'll bring up Ian Evans. Ian Evans went 1 for 4 on Friday night. He's 0 for 2 today.
We've talked a lot about Evans, though. Of course, new player for the Lopes roster. We have all these young players, a few transfers here to the GCU team. So great to see some fresh faces out there for the Lopes early on into this season.
0-1 pitch to Ian Evans. Jeremy Smith's out and moving in the pen for GCU. Jonathan Heasley and Parker Scott moving for Oklahoma State. It's a 1-1 count now to the batter, Ian Evans. Jeremy Smith, a transfer. Transferring in from San Jacinto College. Went to Paloma Valley High School. 2-1 count now to Ian Evans. Parker Scott, a freshman out of Flower Mound, Texas. 2-1 pitch is swung through there by Ian Evans. Jonathan Heasley, another freshman from Plano, Texas. So 2 freshmen moving in the pen for Oklahoma State. Saw a bunch of freshmen on Friday night pitching in relief for Tyler Buffett, the ace for Oklahoma State, who got into some trouble. Ian Evans lifts one into center, and it's going to get down for a single. The first single since the first inning for the Lopes here, and they've got a base runner, and they might be in business here in the 7th.
Absolutely, something we needed to see from the Lopes all game long. A single put on by Evans. This will be important for the momentum of the game. 1 out only for the Lopes. And it'll be back up to bat for the Lopes, looking to really make something happen. Evans on first here. Possible scoring opportunity, Zach Malice batting left side. The sophomore out of Tucson, Arizona.
Malice went 0 for 4 on Friday night with a run and a stolen base. He had 301 his freshman year, primarily playing at first base. Malice and Bull were summer ball teammates for the Southern California Catch. And it's going to be a new pitcher here for Oklahoma State. It's going to be number 6, Parker Scott. We saw Parker Scott pitch Friday night. Parker Scott went 1 full inning, struck out 2 in the 5th inning for Oklahoma State. Striking out Garrison Schwartz, Ian Evans, and then getting Zach Malice to ground out to the second baseman. So facing off against Zach Malice yet again. And it's going to be a lefty-on-lefty matchup for Parker Scott.
That's right. Just a freshman, Scott is. In high school, named the Dallas Morning News Pitcher of the Year in 2016. .72 ERA as a senior and struck out 111 in 68 innings. So he will come in and make the change here for the Cowboys. Seen a multitude of pitching changes throughout this game from both sides. The Cowboys will stay in the Valley this week as they face off against ASU, ranked number 25 on February 21st before they head to a 3-game series against Texas State. And of course, they are in the Big 12 conference. This is actually the third time that GCU has opened a season against a Big 12 member. GCU is 5-3 against current Big 12 members in an opening weekend game series. So a little bit of other GCU athletics going on here this weekend. Women's swimming and diving taking on their WAC championships in Houston, Texas on the 22nd. Softball will head back home here after being in Texas this last weekend as they will face off San Jose State in the brand new GCU softball stadium, a beautiful facility, a part of the 10-2 campus athletic facility expansion. A great initiative going on by GCU to build and expand 10 athletic facilities in 2 years. And of course, GCU baseball will see that expansion occur within this year to next year as they will have a 3,500 seat stadium.
Zach Malice stepping into the batter's box, facing off against Scott. The first pitch he sees is a called strike. Malice named preseason All-WAC as an at-large member by the WAC head coaches. 0-1 count, 1 out. Runner at first base. That's Ian Evans after he singled to center field to lead things off with 1 out. 0-1 pitch fouled into the glove of Wacker, and it's going to be 0-2 now. Looking ahead, Jake Repovich will get the start tomorrow. He's a probable starter. Only allowed 3 earned runs in his first 4 starts, throwing 7 complete innings 3 times, throwing 6 in a win against Omaha. 2 shutouts in his first 2 appearances, one against Gonzaga and Central Michigan, and then a shutout of 7 full innings against Cal Poly. He did not get the decision against Central Michigan or Cal Poly. 0-2 pitch, swung on, ground ball right side, is going to get through the hole. Ian Evans is going to be held at second base. There's runners at first and second now. And Preston Pavlik is coming up here with runners on first and second and a runner in scoring position. The Lopes are looking to put a run up on the board.
Perfect opportunity here, like you said, to put a run up on the board for the Lopes. Haven't seen them score all game long. Unusual circumstances versus scoring those 6 runs on Friday night's game versus the 1 that Oklahoma scored. So a little bit of a different matchup. Theme of the game here in the second of a 3-game series, Cowboys versus the Lopes. Nice little replay on the screen for you. As Fletcher mentioned now, runners at first and second. Lopes only here having 1 out. Plenty of opportunity here to score in the bottom of the 7th.
Preston Pavlica stepping in, facing off against the lefty Parker Scott. Went 2 for 4 with a double and a run scored. It's going to be a called strike on a breaking ball on the first pitch from Parker Scott. 1 out, runners on first and second. Pavlica hit .294 last year with 8 doubles and 3 home runs. Got an 0-1 count here with 1 out in the inning. Down 3-0. The 0-1 pitch misses somewhere. It's going to be 1-1. Looks pretty good from up here, but home plate umpire Schiller calls it a ball. 1-1. A little bit of a break there for Preston Pavlica. 1-1 count, 1 out for number 11. 1-1 pitch, ground ball left side. It is a double play ball. Out is at second base, is in time. It's going to be a fielder's choice. 5-4 put out. And everybody's going to get one back, save Zach Malice. But there's a runner on third now with 2 outs for Ty Wyatt.
Absolutely. Things are still looking good for the Lopes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th.
Greg Sines is going to pinch hit for Ty Wyatt. Greg Sines, a teammate with Ian Evans. Excuse me, not Ian Evans. Was a teammate with Deegan Hart at Sandra Day O'Connor in high school. 2 outs, runners on first and third here. Two outs. A pitch. Breaking ball. Another breaking ball on a first pitch here from Parker Scott. And it's another strike. Signs hit 278 last year and 108 at bats. 30 hits, 2 home runs, 3 doubles, 361 slugging percentage, and 13 RBIs. Quality clip for the infielder.
Parker Scott knowing he needs to get out of this inning alive. Otherwise, an opportunity for 2 runs scored here for the Lopes in the late part of this 7th inning. Just a freshman here pitching for the Cowboys.
Parker Scott comes set, looks back at first and delivers home. Swung on ground ball hard right at the Oklahoma State dugout. And that makes count 0-2. And Greg Sines is going to have to battle here with 2 outs in the inning and runners on the corners. So it's an 0-2 count. 2 outs and runners on first and third here. Josh Meyer on deck. The first pitch, 0-2 count. Misses, and that's going to be the first ball of the at-bat here for Greg Sines. Greg Sines playing all over the diamond in his first 2 years here at GCU, playing third, playing first, and most likely going in to play second here for Ty Wyatt. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Ball number 2. Sines living to see another pitch here after going down on the count early, 0-2.
Played in 38 games last year, 27 starts, 278 batting average with 13 RBIs last year as a sophomore. Hit a solo home run in a loss last year against Gonzaga.
2-2 pitch is check swinged, fouled back to the backstop. Sines just getting a piece of it to stay alive here in the at-bat. Keeps the count 2-2. Runners on first and third. Parker Scott looking to get out of this jam. Greg Sines looking to put a run on the board here with a single. 2-2 pitch, strike 3 called, low in the zone, and that's going to strand 2 base runners here for the Lopes. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. The Lopes heading into the top of the 8th inning, down 3-0 here on GCU TV.
The Grand Canyon University Film Festival is a 3-night celebration of our school's talented filmmakers. It's held in Ethington Theater on March 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and it features some of our best shorts of the year. Come join us to be a part of Arizona's emerging film community. Whether it's for one night or all 3, we appreciate your support.
Jeremy Smith is going to get a relief appearance here, his first career appearance for the Lopes. A transfer from San Jacinto College. Went from a 2-way outfielder pitcher to solely focus on pitching. Earned all 6 of the team's saves on the season last year, serving as a closer with 21 1/3 innings. Pitched a team-high 19 appearances. Played for the Gresham Grey Wolves in the Northwest League up in Oregon with Gabe Benavides. Mark Mumper also spending time out in Gresham this summer. Jeremy Smith struck out 33 batters for an impressive 13.9 strikeout per inning ratio. Pitched the first 7.0 innings of the season scoreless, allowing just 4 total hits. Great numbers for the junior from San Jacinto College.
It tied for 4th in saves among all Southern California community colleges, which is 45 schools, Fletcher, so that's quite a lot. Impressive little statistic there for Jeremy Smith. Making his debut here. He had a preseason injury. He's looking to possibly have a late start here into the 2017 season, but is fully recovered and back out here, ready to pitch here for the Lopes in the top of the 8th.
Jeremy Smith, an under-the-radar guy, will deliver a breaking ball for a first pitch strike. So it's an 0-1 count. Now make that 1-1 here after the pitch misses. One count now for Andrew Rosa. Swung on, lifted, high fly ball left side. Quiggle running after it. Does have room. Wow, what a play over the wall to make the grab. We record the first out. Wow, have a day, freshman Kona Quiggle.
Absolutely, he's done great at bat and out there in the field today. Great job by the freshman here for the Lopes, recording the first out to get things rolling here in the top of the 8th.
Quiggle hugging the fence there over the top of the pen, reaching over and making the grab with no more room. And that's the first out of the inning. Jeremy Smith delivers. Belt high, strike number 1. Smith living on the edge, up in the zone here, but Oklahoma State hasn't been able to get anything off of him after that fly out to left to begin things here in the in the 8th. The 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Makes count 0-2 to the catcher, Travis Wacker. Smith comes set. Delivers the 0-2 pitch. Upstairs, ball number 1. Good spot to miss there on an 0-2 count. Jeremy Smith, 5'11 junior, weighing in 165 from Manistee, California. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, lifted left side, and that ball is going to get out of here. That ball absolutely obliterated over the netting that wraps around the stadium. A solo shot here for Travis Wacker, first home run of the season for the Oklahoma State Pokes.
Absolutely. He recorded 9 home runs last year in junior college, 328 with 4 homers and 38 RBIs. So if anyone was going to hit a home run, it just might have been Travis Wacker, and he proved to be true there, making the score now 4-0 in the top of the 8th. The Lopes in a little bit of trouble here, Fletcher.
Jeremy Smith delivers the first pitch to Jacob Chappell, and it's a ball. Oklahoma State showing resiliency here to come back and put 4 spot up on the Lopes here in game number 2 after falling 6-1 in the opener. Baseball is a fun sport because anybody can beat anybody on any given day. Just look at Coastal Carolina winning the national championship out of a mid-major conference, taking on multiple ranked opponents to get all the way to the College World Series before downing the University of Arizona in a best-of-3 series. 3-0 count now to the number 9 batter, Jacob Chappell. Make that 3-1 after a 3-0 pitch. Gets over the plate for strike number 1. Garrett McCain on deck. McCain scored back in the 7th after he reached on a fielder's choice. 3-1 pitch. Swung on, lifted. Pops it up, right side. Playable. Josh Meyer throws the mask and then can't hold on to the baseball and drops that one. So it's going to be a foul ball, and it's going to make the count 3-2. Jacob Chappell gets away with one there.
Yeah, a little effort there by Meyer. Couldn't quite get it done there for the Lopes. 1 out here in the 8th.
Should have been 2 outs there. It's a 3-2 count now to the number 9 batter, Jacob Chappell. Jeremy Smith delivers. Now it's going to be ball 4, and it's going to put a runner on first base.
Chappell, of course, like we saw a little bit earlier, likes to attempt to steal. 18 out of 20 on career stolen bases. So we'll see aggressive run here. It's going to be McCain up to bat on the right side.
Back to the top of the lineup, the Cowboys go. Jeremy Smith will have to face off against the top of the lineup now. Line drive over the top of the second baseman's head. That's going to get down. Runners on first and second now. And that wet outfield from the rain slows that ball down. Saw the water splashing around when that ball hit. Runners on first and second now for Jeremy Smith, and he'll face off against Ryan Sluter.
Sluter played in 53 games, started 51 last year as a junior, senior now out of Amarillo, Texas. Another home run favorite, hit 3 home runs in a 4-game stretch last year against Indiana State. So he will look to get his runners home.
The first pitch to Sluter is a called strike belt high. Jeremy Smith still living on the edge up in the zone. 1 out here with runners on first and second. Garrett Benj on deck. And Jeremy Smith does not want to have to get down to Dustin Williams in the 5 spot. Line drive, left center field. It's going to get down. Now it's going to score at least 1. The runner, Garrett McCain's trucking for home. He's going to slide in there safely. The speedy Garrett McCain makes this a 6-0 ball game.
Yeah, turnaround game from Friday night now. Oklahoma State scoring only 1 run on Friday, and now returning the favor to GCU's 6 runs that they scored. Now 6-0 here in the 8th. A little bit of an unfortunate turnaround for the Lopes in this Sunday evening game. Six to nothing lead here. The Lopes will look to make a comeback if Smith can get out of this inning. Only 1 out.
One out, and Garrett Benj coming up. Benj, 4 home runs last year with 40 RBIs. And runner in scoring position here for the third baseman for Oklahoma State, showing the firepower that they have and the arsenal that the Big 12 school has shown under Josh Holliday. 0-1 count now to Garrett Benj, the 3-hole batter. Jeremy Smith looking to get an out here. Swung on, ground ball, right side. Jeremy Smith gets over quickly, and that's out number 2, but the runner advances from second to third. There's 2 outs in the inning.
Nice little quick cut play there by Smith, getting that out. But of course, runners still on third here. An opportunity for the Cowboys to score once again. 6 runs here. Middle of the 8th. And it's going to be John Littell back here to bat for the Cowboys. Had a nice little game put on by Littell.
Delivery is down in the zone for ball number 1. Zach McLeod is working in the pen for GCU. 12 appearances last year, the 6.00 ERA. Allowed 8 earned runs in 12 innings. 1-0 count, the delivery from Smith. Swung on and missed there by John Littell. And it's a 1-1 count now, 2 outs and a runner on third. Smith gets the sign from Meyer. Comes set and delivers home. Doesn't even look at third base. Ground ball, left side. It's just going to be foul. Zach Mouse would have had a tough play over there at third base, but the ball just gets foul. Makes the count 1-2 here. And Jeremy Smith is trying to put the past behind him and just get out of this inning.
It's been a tough pitcher's game here for the Lopes pitchers, struggling through here to get out of this inning for Jeremy Smith, making his appearance here for the Lopes in the 2017 season, transferring in this year.
Counts 2-2 to John Littell, runner at third base. 2 outs, the delivery swung on a miss, strike 3. Jeremy Smith gets out of it, but not before the Cowboys put 3 up on the board here in the top of the 8th inning as GCU trails 6-0 against the number 22 team in the country, Oklahoma State.
Check out the latest from the College of Theology's blog, Living Faith. The Christian blog covers biblical, theological, and practical topics, all written by GCU faculty and special guests. Go to blogs.gcu.edu/COT. That's blogs.gcu.edu/COT.
Josh Meyer, Kona Quiggle, and Austin Bull up here in the 8th. Needing to get something going. It's not over till it's over.
Absolutely, Lopes looking to turn it around here. They're really going to need a few power plays at bat here to make something happen late into this game. We went through a long 7th inning stretch there that took some time away here, hoping to come back with a little bit of momentum. A lot of pitchers changes for the Lopes. Stankiewicz really putting in an emphasis here to make something happen. Wong had that impressive game on Friday night. Fletcher, what's been the difference with the pitchers here today?
Deegan Hart was good. Jensen Elliott was just better. Jensen Elliott only allowing 2 hits until he gave over the ball to Parker Scott. And Parker Scott gave up a single in the 7th, but nobody was able to score. So 2-hit baseball for Jensen Elliott in 6 innings pitched. Phenomenal start to the season for the sophomore before giving over to Scott. New pitcher out on the mound for Oklahoma State is Jonathan Heasley. He's a freshman from Plano, Texas, standing at 6'3", 216 pounds. They'll see his first start in Oklahoma State first appearance in an Oklahoma State uniform here on the Sunday afternoon and late into the evening.
A lot of fresh faces for both teams. A lot of young players out there today, too. A lot of transfers. It's a change-up game between both of these. Like you said, when you go through a series of playing 2, 3, 4 games against each other, really, when the matches are up to it, anybody can win. It can be anybody's game, exactly as we've seen. You know, baseball time and time again has these quick turnovers where one team goes on a run, then the next game, the other team goes on a run. They'll have another chance to meet up in the final game, 3rd game of 3-game series tomorrow, Monday, President's Day at 1 o'clock. The live stream will begin right there at the first pitch.
Josh Meyer steps in here in the 8th, needing to get a rally started here. Josh Meyer could do that. I'll lead things off with a base hit. First pitch to Meyer is a called strike on the outer part of the plate. Heasley's ahead here early. The 0-1 pitch swung on, ground ball foul down the 3rd baseline. Meyer, first baseball game since May 3rd, 2015. Meyer's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout in the 3rd and a pop-up in the 5th. Fouls the 0-2 pitch off and stays alive here.
Meyer trying to get something done for the Lopes. Get a run up on the board. And 0 all night long. Have a hard time getting on base. Meyer will try to struggle out of this one. in hopes of a run opportunity.
Only 4 hits for the Lopes here, 9 for Oklahoma State. GCU ended with 12 last Friday. The 1-2 pitch was in the dirt, making the count 2-2.
Yeah, Lopes had 12 hits. Cowboys had 4 in the 6-1 victory. OSU only scoring in the 9th inning.
Ground ball left side. It's going to get through, and it's going to be a single for Josh Meyer here to begin things in the 8th. His first single since 2015.
Absolutely. Great little effort put in there by Meyer to get things rolling here, in hopes of making something happen to get a run up here on the board. The hope is yet to still be alive here for the Lopes. Brazos Stadium, the last season for Roselle Stadium before the expansion, 3,500 seat stadium will be expanded here for the Lopes.
That'll bring up Kona Quiggle. Reached in the 3rd on an error by second baseman. He's going to line one just foul down the 3rd baseline. Quiggle flew out to left in the 6th. So 5 hits for the Lopes here, as Josh Meyer got himself a leadoff single. The 0-1 pitch is fouled back off the backstop, making the count 0-2 to the freshman Kona Quiggle from Greenway High School.
The freshmen have done a nice job staying in this game today, Fletcher.
Oh-2 count now to Kona Quiggle. Outside for ball number 1. Quiggle needing to move the base runner to keep the Lopes alive here. Definitely doable, but the Lopes will need to put a hurt on Heasley, the freshman here. Make Oklahoma State go to the pen again.
Quiggle, the freshman from Greenway High School.
Ground ball left side, it's going to get through, and it's going to be back-to-back singles here in the 8th for GCU.
This is the opportunity we needed to create. Josh Meyer doing a nice job, and then Quiggle answering back to Meyer's single to get on base. So Quiggle on first, Meyer on second. Great little opportunity, and it's going to be back to the top of the batting lineup for Austin Bull. He will look to answer back and get bases loaded here, Fletcher. Great opportunity setting up in the bottom of the 8th.
Bottom of the 8th. Austin Bull up, Thomas LaRouge on deck, and Garrison Schwartz in the hole. No outs for runners on first and second here for GCU. And they could be in business here against the freshman Heasley.
Absolutely. Austin Bull doing a nice job in that 2nd inning. Can he do it again here in the 8th? Sophomore infielder from Chandler, Arizona, attended Perry High School, named All-WAC 2nd team last year, 2016, as a freshman. And it's these young guys, Fletcher, that are trying to get it done for the Lopes this evening. Quiggle making an impact, and now Austin Bull looking to make the 3rd answer here for the Lopes.
Austin Bull, the starter for just about the entire season at second base last year. Starting at shortstop this year. And it's a 1-1 count now after that pitch was in the dirt. Travis Wacker doing well to keep it in front of him.
Career batting average of .370, earned first team All Division II recognition in high school.
Kona Quiggle at first base, hit .370 at Greenway High School. Austin Bull fouls back the 1-2 pitch. The 1-1 pitch making it 1-2.
Six nothing now here in the bottom of the 8th. Lopes looking to make a comeback, and if it's going to happen, it's going to happen now here. Austin Bull looking to set something up.
The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, fouled out of play here by Austin Bull. Staying alive here, fighting off another pitch from Heasley. Thomas LaRouge is on deck. Garrison Schwartz as well. He is in the hole. chomping at the bit to get in here with runners in scoring position and a freshman on the mound.
And no outs here for the Lopes.
1-2 pitch lifted into right center field. The center fielder is playing way to the left. They're going to get underneath it, Ryan Sluter. And it's going to hold everybody where they're at. Hard hit ball, but right at Ryan Sluter, who had enough speed to get over to it, playing well to the left of second base. And there's one out here for Thomas LaRouge.
Bases loaded for the Lopes, and it's going to be the junior to come in here and make something happen, hoping to get on the board for the first time this game, since we haven't seen them scored since the game on Friday against the Cowboys, scoring 6 runs. Oklahoma State answering back in tonight's game, scoring 6 runs. Lopes 0, LaRouge batting left side.
Thomas LaRouge shows bunt, then pulls it back. Lopes haven't scored in 9 1/3 innings. And we'll look to change that here, down 6-0. Very similar scoreline. Oklahoma State up 6-0 here. Heasley delivers. Bunted right side. Thomas LaRouge can't get it past the pitcher, but advances the runners here. There's 2 outs, and Garrison Schwartz will come up with runners on second and third.
Nice little attempt effort there by LaRouge. Of course, he was the only Grand Canyon player last year to play in all 54 games put on by the Lopes. But it'll be GCU player and, of course, all WAC team preseason named player Garrison Schwartz.
Garrison Schwartz, the number 4 WAC draft prospect in 2017 draft class here for GCU. The first pitch he sees is at the shoulders for ball number 1. One 0 count now for the WAC preseason player of the year, Garrison Schwartz, playing in right field tonight. The 1-0 pitch is outside for ball number 2. And Ian Evans is standing on deck.
Finished in the conference last year's top 10 in slugging percentage. Was the double leaders with 19 and led GCU with 6 home runs.
2-0 pitch outside and low for ball number 3. Three-0 count. Garrison Schwartz laying off this one. This has got a green light here. 2 outs in the inning. Doubt he's going to be swinging on it. Runners on second and third. Ball 4 loads the bases for Ian Evans.
Absolutely, bases loaded once again here. Evans will come on to bat. The WAC Freshman of the Year, Garrison Schwartz, back in 2015, will be on base. Ian Evans, who will bat now, has made quite an appearance and impact on this game. As we mentioned, he is one of the few transfers from Gateway College in Mesa, Arizona. Attended the D2 World Series in 2016 last year, helped his team lead to a 43-22 overall record. Attended Charter Oak High School. He'll look to get some runs on the board here, Fletcher. Late into this game, can the Lopes make something happen?
They're going to certainly try here in the bottom of the 8th. Number 39, Cole Herron, and number 43, Blake Battenfield, working in the pen for Oklahoma State right now as Heasley's gotten himself in a little bit of a trouble here. Battenfield and Herron both pitching in Friday's game, neither of them recording an out before Cowan closed things out. Two outs, bases loaded for Ian Evans, a transfer from Gateway College. 1 for 3 today. First pitch he sees is a called strike. Rob Walton going out and talking to Heasley, settling him down a little bit, telling him, I just need 1 out of you. We can go to the 9th, up 6-0. The 0-1 pitch is low for ball number 1.
Yeah, the Cowboys looking to clutch this victory in the second game of 3 before heading into tomorrow afternoon's game to end this series. Of course, Coach Stankiewicz packing this schedule, though, this year with a lot of top-tier teams, including Arizona, Arkansas, Kansas, New Mexico.
It's a 1-2 count now for Ian Evans. Evans went 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs on Friday night. Bases are loaded. Schwartz at first after a walk. Single right side, it's gonna get down, and to get past the right fielder. 1 run is gonna score, 2 runs are gonna score. Garrison Schwartz is getting waved around third base. The throw home is not in time, and it's backed up by the pitcher, Heasley, and it's a 6-3 ball game after the error by the right fielder. A single and an E9 score 3 runs.
Absolutely, Fletcher. Just as you had said, when in baseball, anything can happen, and the Lopes are looking to turn things around here in the 8th, as the Cowboys attempted to do in the 9th on Friday night's game. Only 6-3 now, late into this game. And of course, 2 outs. GCU still at bat. Zach Malice here will bat left-handed. The sophomore here from Desert Christian will look to keep things rolling, to keep the momentum up for the Lopes. Great little effort put in by all sides here for GCU.
GCU continuing to battle here late into the ball game, and there's going to be a pitching change. Rob Walton coming in, getting the ball from Heasley, and he's going to hand it off to Cole Herron. Cole Herron appearing Friday. We'll see his second appearance of the season here.
Stankiewicz will be very happy with that little run put on by the Lopes. Of course, he enters this season after a 2015 WAC regular season title. Looks to be in postseason eligibility into 2018. Looks to make some noise among the conference and among the league here. And when you compare the two coaches, actually, Fletcher, very similar here in terms of length of coaching, style of coaching, and we've seen with the statistics here from both sides, of course, GCU leading in offensive average, slugs, runs, hits, in almost every category. Coach Stankiewicz in his 6th season here at the helm for the Lopes. Coach Holliday for Oklahoma State Cowboys in his 5th season. He spent some previous coaching time actually over in the South at Vanderbilt.
Official scoring on that play out in the right field is going to be a single and an E9. Josh Meyer and Kona Quiggle are going to be earned runs. Garrison Schwartz is going to be unearned. So Ian Evans at second base after a single and an E9. And is in scoring position for Zach Malice here. And it could be a 2-run ball game with the 1 swing of the bat. Cole Herron comes set. The lefty will face off against Malice. Delivers, swung on, ground ball to the middle. And it's going to be a 6-4 ball game here as Zach Malice swings at the first pitch he sees it and lines it up the middle.
Absolutely. Amazing little hit by Malice there. Off onto first, getting a runner home, 6-4. 4 runs scored in the 8th, Fletcher. Amazing turnaround comeback game put on by the Lopes.
Another unearned run here for the Lopes. Two outs, runner at first base. That's Zach Malice after he just singled to score Ian Evans from second. And Walton's going to come back out and chat with Heron. And it could be another pitching change for Oklahoma State. Giving up 4 runs here in the bottom of the 8th. 7 runs total scored in this inning. And we're only 5 outs into the 6 total required for the inning. Ball is going to be transferred hands. It's going to be a new pitcher for Oklahoma State here. It's going to be number 43, Blake Battenfield.
Great effort put on by the Lopes to start off the 2017 season. Of course, OSU has gone 11-0 on GCU, having swept them in the 2015 season. 2 last times they met, they swept the series. Back in Stillwater. So Oklahoma State making this trip here to GCU this year in hopes of making it a 12-0 all-time. GCU putting on the pressure, showing that they have this top-tier experience, showing that they're ready for a tough schedule that Stankiewicz has put together for them, and they're really coming out in a nice showing against the Cowboys in this 3-game series.
11-1 now, Taylor, after GCU took the first game of the series on Friday night. Battenfield coming out, did not record an out on Friday, allowed a hit and a walk before getting pulled and giving way for Heron. Heron then closed out the inning before Cowan took over late in the game, but by then the damage was done and GCU went on to win at 6-1. GCU looking to rally here with 2 outs. All 4 runs scored with 2 outs.
GCU coming off at 25-28 in one season in 2016. 5 position starters and 3 starting pitchers returning. Lopes, of course, as we've talked about, being led by junior outfielder Garrison Schwartz. Schwartz, preseason pick, WAC Player of the Year. Looking to be a really good built-up season. Of course, last season here in this stadium before the expansion begins, a lot of excitement surrounding the 3,500 seated stadium here that's about to be a part of the 10-2 athletic campus facility expansion.
Pavica steps in against Battenfield. Delivery, swung on, ground ball left side. This should do the inning. Yep, that's the out at second base, but not before the Lopes strike. 4 runs on 2 hits. 4 hits, and GCU has made this a ball game here. Down 6-4. Nobody left on base for GCU. We're heading to the top of the 9th here on GCU TV.
There's an exciting new destination for food, fun, and relaxation in the heart of Phoenix. Come to GCU Hotel and Canyon 49 Grill, where our hospitality management students gain hands-on workplace experience and deliver unmatched service right alongside the staff. Enjoy beautiful amenities like the resort-style pool and full-service fitness center. From the gaming lawn and patio to the artisanal coffee and teas of GCBC, you'll never want to leave. Room rate $79 per night. Visit GCUHotel.com to book your visit today.
We've got ourselves a ball game here, folks, here on GCU TV. GCU putting up a 4 spot in the 8th inning to cut a 6-0 deficit down to just 2. And Taylor, bats coming alive late in that inning with 2 outs. They made themselves a ball game, and the fans are starting to get into it here at Brazel Stadium.
Absolutely. Josh Meyer really putting them on the board there. He started off things nicely, coming out to bat there and getting on base, really getting that single, and that really started the momentum of the game here, and it's really been a turnaround play. We were starting to lose hope, and things are looking up now going into the 9th.
Josh Meyer and Conaquigo back-to-back singles before being advanced on a sacrifice bunt, and then a couple of hits and singles. And then an error by the right fielder scored 3 runs. Garrison Schwartz scoring from first base, had the wheels to get all the way around. And we've got ourselves a ball game here late in the ball game. Heading to the 9th, Zach McLeod out on the mound for his first appearance here in his sophomore season here for GCU.
GCU exercising all pitchers available here. It's a call to action from the GCU pitchers side here, looking to make things happen. We'll have, of course, another pitchers change here into the 9th, looking to make things happen. 6-4. This will be the Cowboys' last chance to extend their lead here.
McLeod had 12 appearances last year, 12 total innings, allowing 8 earned runs for an ERA of 6.00. The first pitch to number 22, Dustin Williams, is fouled backwards here in the 9th. Both teams putting up crooked numbers here in the 8th, and now we're in the 9th inning. And we've got an interesting baseball game here that could end with some late drama.
The baseball game really started, honestly, in the 7th for the Lopes, struggling there through some pitching transitions and then really turning things around in the 8th, making this a good game here.
Golf swing, right side, right at Greg Sines, the second baseman, throws to first, and it's an out at first base, 1 out here in the 9th.
Sines really taking his time on that one, setting things up. Over to first, and that'll be an out. Getting things rolling here for the Lopes. Nice play put on, 6-4. And they'll have, of course, one more chance to face off against the Cowboys tomorrow at 1 p.m. right here on GCU TV. You can tune in.
First pitch to a pinch hitter, Michael Newstifter. Here's the ball low in the zone. Newstifter's a freshman out of Carrollton, Texas. McLeod delivers the 1-0 pitch inside for ball number 2, the left-hander, a sophomore, making his 17th appearance for GCU in his sophomore season. Here in day number 2 of the 2017 season, GCU scoring 4 runs back in the 8th. It's a 2-0 count with 1 out. And it's going to be a called strike on the inner part of the plate for strike number 1 for Zach McLeod here in the 9th.
Impressive turnaround by the Lopes. This is really going to say a lot for their season here. Far out for that.
2-1 pitches outside, making it 3-1. There's 1 out. And the freshman Newstifter, who appeared in the game on Friday, will look to do something with his bat here in game number 2 of the series. Ball gets away from the catcher, and Newstifter will be at first base on the walk.
Not something you necessarily want when you're in good position here with 1 out up on the board. Putting someone on base. It'll be Andrew Rosa back up to bat for the Cowboys, the junior out of Owasso, Oklahoma.
Andrew Rosa doubled in the 6th with an RBI. A pair of doubles and a pair of RBIs here, 2 for 3 today. The first pitch from McLeod outside for ball number 1. Zach McLeod looks over at first base a couple times, delivers home, breaking ball outside for ball number 2. So Newstifter's over at first base via a walk. And Andrew Rosa, with a pair of doubles and a pair of RBIs, is standing in the batter's box. McLeod's trying to make sure he doesn't make that 3 doubles and 3 RBIs. The 2-0 pitch is high and outside for ball number 3. McLeod's in a little bit of trouble here against Rosa.
Rosa appeared in 33 games last year with 15 starts. Played first base, third base, and a little bit of left field, so kind of all over the place there for Rosa, transitional player. 2 RBIs, had a win against Wichita State.
3-1 pitch outside, ball number 4. 2 back-to-back walks from McLeod.
McLeod can't be happy about these last 2 pitching series here. Getting 2 on base with 1 out here. When you're in good position, 6-4, 2 runs needed to tie this game up, coming in at bat.
Travis Wacker stepping into the batter's box. Last at bat, a solo shot that might have cleared 35th Avenue. A shot off Jeremy Smith that was belted out of here, folks. Lifted out of the ballpark, lifted over the netting, and landing on 35th Avenue, the west side of campus here at GCU.
The funny thing was he didn't even look necessarily all that excited, as he had 9 home runs last year. It was just back to business here for him in the 2017 season.
Act like you've been there before. Runner on first and second, 1 out. McLeod looks back, the runner at second, then delivers home. Ball is going to be a called strike. That pitch sliding over the right side of the plate for strike number 1. McLeod looks back at second, delivers home. Swung on and missed, strike number 2.
Good opportunity to get a second out here. McLeod just needing to get out of this inning so they can get back at bat and tie this game up.
The 0-2 pitch outside for ball number 1. Throwaway pitch there. Didn't get Wacker to chase it. Positioning change. Delivery swung on a foul into the netting on the right side. 1-2 count still.
Runners on first and second here for the Cowboys.
Travis Wacker working with a 1-2 count, and runners on first and second. Zach McLeod delivers, and Wacker fouls it off again to stay alive in the at-bat. Wacker 1 for 4 today. His 1 hit, a home run in the 8th. Flew out to right twice and struck out in the 2nd. Looking to stay alive with a 1-2 count. McLeod comes set, delivers home. Breaking ball outside, stays flat. And 2-2 now.
McLeod really fighting back here, knowing he needs to strike this one out.
2-2 pitch is fouled back again. Wacker staying alive, driving the pitch count from Zach McLeod up.
Leaving the runners on first and second. Wacker still here at bat, getting that home run earlier in today's game.
The 2-2 pitch swung on, fouled off right side yet again. Multiple pitches in this at bat for Travis Wacker here against Zach McLeod. Just getting underneath that ball a little bit there. McLeod comes set, the 2-2 pitch yet again. Swung on, ground ball, left side, double play ball. It's in order. Greg signs the delivery, the scoop, and the pick at first base by Ian Evans. What a play to record the double play and end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base for the Cowboys, and we're heading to the bottom of the 9th. Grand Canyon's last chance here in Game 2 against Oklahoma State, down 6-4. Get ready to laugh out loud. Comedian and singer/songwriter Tim Hawkins is coming to the GCU Arena April 1st for his April Fool's Day comedy concert. The show is guaranteed to entertain your whole family. Tickets start at $18 with meet and greet options available. Go to the arena box office or gcurena.com. Student discounts and group discounts are available. My family loves Tim Hawkins. My brother can quote Tim Hawkins for an entire day if he wanted to. He never fails to disappoint.
Perfect little event for April Fools, too. Fun event hosted at the GC Arena as we spoke. A lot of events going on this spring here in the arena. The TEDx event, of course, and the wrap-up of the GCU men's basketball season, of course, too. So be sure to go over to gcarena.com to see everything that's going to be put in play this spring. But all the plays happening here in the bottom of the ninth for the Lopes. They look to stay alive. Advantage there, 6-4. Looking to tie things up and possibly get a victory out of this one, Fletcher. It's been a tight game, and it really kind of came down to the last 7th and 8th inning for the Lopes. Got 4 runs off in the 8th. They'll look to stay alive in this second game of a 3-game series. And if you're just tuning in, of course, 6-4 as we spoke, and they'll head to a 3rd game tomorrow to finalize this series. It'll be at 1 o'clock. Broadcast will start just after 1 o'clock, and you can catch all that action here. The GCU back to bat. And it is going to be
Greg Sines calls time and will step out here against Battenfield. Lopes up down to the last 3 outs here in game 2 on a Sunday night against Oklahoma State. Battenfield delivers strike on the outer part of the plate for strike number 1. Greg Sines striking out, looking back in the 7th in his first at bat, coming in for Ty Wyatt, who was 0 for 2 today. Greg Sines hit .278 last year as a sophomore. The 0-1 pitch from Battenfield. And is on the outer part of the plate, just outside for ball number 1. The solid traveling fans sprinkled in orange around Brazel did not like that call. But it's 1-1 here with no outs. The leadoff batter in the inning, Greg Sines, fouls that one off, making it a 1-2.
Greg Sines looking to get on here. He knows this inning is important here to tie things up and hopefully get a victory out of this last inning.
Battenfield, a 6'3" junior, with a 1-2 count here against Greg Sines. Ahead in the count to the second baseman for GCU. The delivery swung on line to the middle, and it's a leadoff single for GCU, and that ignites the crowd just a little bit more here. Back-to-back leadoff singles in the 8th and the 9th for GCU.
GCU fans loving that one, getting very excited for Sines there, getting that single off for the Lopes in this 9th inning of play.
That'll bring up a pinch hitter for GCU. Number 28, Cuba Bess, will come in for Josh Meyer. Bess, the freshman.
Freshman from Fruita, Colorado. The freshman really keeping things alive here in today's game. All these young faces, these newcomers coming out here, making a name for themselves in this 2017 season.
Back pick to first, not in time. Mark Mumper running for Greg Sines over there at first right now. Cuba Bess hit .492 over a 3-year varsity career at Fruita Monument High School, including a peak of .562 as a junior. Unbelievable numbers in high school. Another throw over to first base. Mark Mumper back in time. So Cuba Bess trying to keep things alive here for GCU. Nobody out. Runner at first after Greg Sines singled up the middle to start things off. Mark Mumper in there as a pinch runner. Cuba Bess swings and misses at the first pitch he sees. Gets the signs from head coach Andy Stankiewicz down the third baseline.
Cuba Bess's father, Johnny, was drafted by the Cincinnati Reds in the 22nd round of the 1992 draft out of a small D2 school, actually, Fletcher, Mesa State College, now Colorado Mesa. His father was a switch hitter.
No stolen base attempts for Mark Mumper over at first base in his GCU career. 0-1 count to Bess. Battenfield comes set, checks over at first, delivers home, outside, ball number 1. Could turn into a long night here at Brazil Stadium. Everybody's on the edge of their seats here. No outs, runner on first. 1-1 count to the pinch hitter, Cuba Bess. Lifted, right center field. It's gonna get down. Mark Mumper didn't even check to see if that one was gonna get caught. It's a 1-run ball game. GCU scoring. Cuba Bess, have a day. Your first collegiate at bat, it's a double RBI to cut the 6-4 deficit to 6-5.
Absolutely. Bringing Mark Mumper all the way home to make this a 6-5 game in literally 2 innings, Fletcher. The Lopes have scored all 5 runs between the 8th and 9th inning. Bass with a tremendous play right there. Bess, I'm sorry, putting on that for the Lopes. Will now be quickly up to bat.
Mark Mumper was on his horse the second that ball was contacted, knowing that one was not going to get caught. Jumping, getting a good jump off first base, rounding second, and then looking like a man on a mission coming around third base. No throw at the plate, slid in home safely, and it's a 1-run ball game here as the Lopes number 9 batter Kona Quiggle steps into the batter's box. He singled and scored back in the 8th. Anything could happen here at Brazil Stadium. Another pinch runner. This time it's going to be number 35. That's going to be Tanner Baker, a freshman from Phoenix, Arizona, coming in for Bess. Bess getting mobbed by his teammates as the Lopes are trying to rally here in the 9th to knock off number 22 Oklahoma State in Game 2 of this 3-game series.
Absolutely. The Cowboys feeling the pressure now put on by the Lopes in this 9th inning. A tremendous turnaround game for the Lopes. You can feel the enthusiasm through Brazil Stadium conjuring up here. Everyone getting excited over this last play. 6-5 game now. If you're just tuning in, you're in for an exciting ending into this second game of 3-game series.
1-run game, nobody out, and there's a runner at second base. That's the tying run, and the winning run's coming up to the plate with no outs. This has turned into a fun one when all hope was lost until the 8th inning when GCU put up a 4 spot. A lot of zeros on the bottom part of the scoreboard up until the 8th inning, but it's 6-5, and GCU is out hitting the number 22 team in the country, Oklahoma State.
As they should, too. We talked about the statistics comparing the 2 and 2, averaging more than Oklahoma State. So this is really coming into their own.
Baker's out there at second base. Quiggle steps in and doesn't see a pitch from Battenfield yet.
Looking to tie this up. It could go into extra innings or capitalize on a victory here with no outs. 1 run down.
Kona Quiggle has a runner at second. That's a tying run, and Battenfield, maybe a little rattled, steps off the bag here. Tanner Baker at second base. A pinch runner for GCU. 2 pinch runners utilized here in the inning and a pinch hitter. Good decisions here by Andy Stankiewicz, and he's got himself a team that's battling and rallying here late in the 9th. Breaking ball, loses it. Tanner Baker taken off, and he's going to get gunned at third base because Wacker was able to find the ball quickly enough. Aggressive play. Andy Stankiewicz not necessarily happy. Body language very quiet. Baker got a jump over there at second. but Wacker found the ball out of his glove quickly and threw him out at third base. So now the tying run is at home and not at second, and that's a costly mistake here for GCU.
Yeah, they were in such a good state there, a good advantage having runners on second, but unfortunately, we'll see the replay here. Just nearly getting out on that one. He'll be disappointed off that one, but a great effort put in here late into the ninth. Hope is still alive, though. Only one out.
Quiggle singled back in the eighth before he came around to score. Andy Stankiewicz talking to the freshman. Freshman helping out here in the ninth. Cuba Best doubling to score Mark Mumper after junior Greg Sines had gotten on base via single to lead things off. Number 27, Brady Basso, and number 46, Joe Linhard, are working in the pen for Oklahoma State here. 1-0 count with one out here for Quiggle, the freshman, facing off against Battenfield. Out of the windup, swung on and missed on a changeup here, and that's 1-1 now.
He's had a great effort this evening put in by the Lopes. A lot of young faces making a name for themselves. Quiggle, of course, one of them, doing a nice job in this lineup.
The 1-1 pitch inside, ball number 2. So it's 2-1 now with one out, and the leadoff batter, Austin Bull, is on deck. The 2-1 pitch to Quiggle, swung on and missed, strike 2. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty here late in the ball game here on a Sunday night. President's Day is tomorrow. No classes in session for undergrad on-ground students. So if you can't make it out to the baseball game tomorrow afternoon, you have no excuses. Should be a beautiful Monday afternoon here in Phoenix, Arizona. The 2-2 pitch from Battenfield in the dirt, blocked by Wacker. It's going to be full.
Quigley looking to get on now. One out, hoping to make something happen here.
Battenfield out of the windup with one out. The payoff pitch, the windup, the delivery. Strike 3 called. 2 outs. Austin Bull, the last batter and the last chance here for GCU.
Unfortunate series of events, these last two here, forcing an out and forcing the second out. It's going to bring back the top of the lineup here. Austin Bull to see if he can make anything happen late into this game. All hope is still alive. It's never too soon to call it here, Fletcher. We've seen that happen. The game has truly turned around in the Lopes' favor, winding down into this ninth inning.
The first pitch to Austin Bull swung on and lifted out of play. Austin Bull is 1 for 4 today. Singled back in the first and then got caught stealing third after a Garrison Schwartz single during Ian Evans' at-bat. The count is 0-1 after the first pitch was fouled off by Bull. Battenfield out of the windup. 2 outs. 6-5 ball game outside for ball number 1. Ball was a couple inches off the plate. Oklahoma State fans here at Brazos Stadium didn't like it. 1-1. 2 outs. Everybody nervously awaiting every single pitch here from Battenfield. The 1-1 pitch is upstairs at the letters for ball number 2. It's 2-1 now for the junior.
2 balls and a strike here in Bull's favor.
2-1 count historically is the best count for a hitter. The 2-1 pitch swung on and fouled out into the netting. Makes it 2-2. The Lopes are down to their last strike here against Oklahoma State after battling back here late in the game. They're down 6-0 heading into the bottom of the 8th before they put a 4 spot up, and they've scored a run here, but a freshman mistake on the base paths erased the tying run in scoring position. The 2-2 pitch. Low in the zone, ball 3, full count.
This is exactly what Bull needs here to get this 4th and to get on base in hopes of keeping the stream alive for a turnaround victory for the Lopes this evening.
These are the kinds of counts and situations you dream about as a kid. Full count, 2 outs, down by 1. What can you do with the baseball? The payoff pitch. Ground ball left side. The shortstop, Chappell, has a play on it. Throws over to first, and Oklahoma State takes game 2, 6-5. Late game heroics from GCU, not enough against the number 22 team in the country. And GCU will fall to 1-1 on the season as Oklahoma State moves to 1-1 on the season after splitting the first 2 games of the series here at Brazos Stadium. The rubber match tomorrow, 1 o'clock here on GCU TV. Taylor, a lot to digest here late in the game. GCU couldn't get it going against Jensen Elliott. Absolutely phenomenal for Oklahoma State. 6 full innings, 2 hit baseball, 7 strikeouts. Deegan 7 strikeouts as well for 6 innings. Gave up 2 runs. He's going to get the loss. Deegan will get the loss, and Jensen Elliott will get the win. Battenfield gets the save for Oklahoma State. GCU just can't get enough going late in the game to come back down 6-0. Drop this one 6-5. Taylor, any last thoughts on this one?
Absolutely tough loss here tonight for the Lopes, of course. Turnaround game, they were looking so strong into the 8th inning, of course, but you can't take this one too close to heart because they did have such a turnaround game, and of course getting that victory on Friday. They'll look to winner take all tomorrow, of course, at 1 o'clock, and make sure to catch all the action right here on GCU TV. I'm Taylor Bond alongside Fletcher Like. Follow Grand Canyon University on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. Have a great night and go Lopes.